Okay, immediately off the bat, before we start anything on this podcast, we need to make an immediate backtrack and immediate apology on our brackets for the March Madness All Mascots Edition.
Drew, are we making an emergency owl apology?
We are making the biggest owl apology. So after the episode came out,
Yes.
and you people heard it, noted.
Also, people liked it.
I'm glad they liked it. It was really fun to do.
Yeah.
Last time we did it, we did the same thing, but before that, I had just done it on my own and just put out like pictures for the brackets, which were on my Facebook, I think, at the time. But after the episode came out, noted friend of the show and noted friend in real life, one James Starbucks, sent a picture of the Florida Atlantic owl with owl feet,
goddamned bird
which
feet.
Even though we had the Google images up on the screen on my TV while we were recording,
he's changed feet.
we never saw it. We looked at all those pictures. There were no owl feet.
It was usually shoes.
It was usually shoes.
Yeah.
So he sent the picture of the owl with the actual goddamn owl talons,
And that changes.
and that was a game changer.
Everything.
That was a game changer. If we had all the information before we started to record that episode, I think we would have given the win to Florida Atlantic.
I think we would have.
And we're not just saying that because they're in the Elite Eight,
but it doesn't hurt.
but it doesn't hurt
that
the
they're
cause.
in the Elite Eight after two massive upsets.
Two big upsets, and they're in the Elite Eight. That has nothing. That is completely coincidental to the fact that we are rebooking our own mascot Final Four, March Madness. So I think, given that information earlier on, I think we would have.
I think we
given
did
it to
because
Florida Atlantic.
we sort of went
I think that was the big determining factor.
body part by body part, and they're like both very good heads, slight edge to Kennesaw,
Kennesaw State,
but both really
who
good.
at that point had already been eliminated.
Who was already out of the tournament. The bodies were a wash.
a wash, yeah.
Slight edge to Kennesaw for bigger tail feathers.
Bigger? No.
Other way. Okay. So the head was doing a lot of heavy lifting for Kennesaw.
Yes.
Who we picked.
But it was because it looked like the design of the logo for the school, which was the big thing for me.
And Florida Atlantic had the better wings.
Better wings, because they were like actual wing arms, not hands with things underneath.
Yeah. And then both were wearing like running shoes. Were they mascot
They were
running
both
shoes or
mascot running shoes.
Yeah, so we're like, yeah, that's a total wash. And I think you can go back, you can play the tape. I think we said if one had bird feet, that would have done it.
Exactly what we said.
Guess what? One has bird feet.
Yeah.
Fucking talons, man. So I think we're making an emergency owl apology, switching our winner to the Florida Atlantic University Owls, FAU, who are currently in the Elite Eight of the NCAA March Madness college basketball tournament. When do they play?
Sunday, I think.
Let's see.
I think they play against maybe Kansas. They beat Tennessee.
They beat Tennessee
in the previous round.
They
are playing Kansas State on Saturday, so tomorrow.
So we'll already know.
3 days ago. 2 days ago.
Yeah. So by the time you hear this, you'll know if they're in the Final Four. The Final Four matches are next Saturday, April 1st, and the championship is Monday, April 3rd.
Yeah.
Florida Atlantic all the way.
So as it stands, we got a bulldog versus a husky.
Yeah.
We got an owl versus a panther. And then we're waiting on the other games that are being played today. So it's either a duck or, what was Houston? A wildcat?
Might have been the decent Wildcat.
The decent wildcat. or the Texas Longhorn, or the Xavier...
The Xavier Professors.
I don't remember what the Xavier one was.
I don't, but I do see the Creighton Blue Jays in there.
Are still in.
And shout out to whomstever asked about them, because that's their home school.
Their alma mater.
And
not their alma otter.
Not their alma otter.
Not to be confused with their alma otter. Also, Princeton's still in the 15th seat Princeton Panthers with their terrible mascot.
Yeah. And but yeah, so I think they asked about Creighton maybe on the stream last week or something, and I'm like, well, or either on the stream or on a YouTube comment, I don't remember which, and I'm like, hey, look, they don't win, but they do very well from themselves, because Creighton Blue Jays, like, for whatever reason, basically every bird in the entire tournament looks pretty good.
Yep.
It's a hot bird.
You know what's wild is that Florida Atlantic was 31-3, but they were still only a number 9 seed.
Yeah,
just because of how the NCAA bracket system is very much like the American electoral system, where like you could have an almost flawless record, but because there's one other team that has like they play 4 less games during the season, but they have a like 1 less loss than you, but also 3 less wins than you, are ranked higher because they played less games, so their like win percentage is better, or whatever the rankings are. I don't understand it because I don't give a shit about college sports.
Fair.
What I care about is I care about Canadian university sports. I'm a big Calgary Dinos fan.
I'm racking my brain to even think of what the Canadian equivalent of the NCAA is. The CIA? That can't be it.
SFU is in the NCAA.
What?
But they're like tier 4 NCAA.
Well, because they're Canadian and they suck.
Yeah, exactly. They're awful, but they are technically part of it.
But my mom got her teaching degree there.
So then your mom went to an NCAA school.
I think she was in the Final Four one year.
She was in the Final Four?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't...
There must be a Canadian...
The CCAA.
Canadian
Collegiate Athletic Association.
Not to be confused with the NAACP,
which we've gone over. Yep. So it goes over golf, men's soccer, women's soccer, cross country running, badminton, your sport, men's and women's volleyball, men's and women's basketball, and curling. And it used to have a national championship in men's hockey, but it does not anymore.
Because who's got the time? I didn't play any university sports.
I didn't go to a proper university, so I didn't.
The
only sport I played in university was Poonhound. So
that's
Pound Town.
It's a noble pursuit.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
Also, sorry, I lied. SFU is in NCAA Division 2.
Oh, they're crushing it.
Yeah. Which is still pretty good. You're the 2nd division of NCAA.
Yeah, there's a lot of damn colleges out there.
But I mean, if you looked at every team in NCAA Division 2, like they've got to be, I don't know, probably. In football, there is 164 teams in Division 2, and in basketball, there's 306. So it's not exactly like they're, one of 50 teams.
Yeah.
It's just like, we need to get the numbers up. What do we do? I don't know. Let's just add like a safety school from Burnaby, British Columbia that most people can get into.
Yeah. Yeah, it's where you go if you don't get into UBC.
And then NCAA Division 3 is just like Douglas College.
Just University of Phoenix, just online university.
Online university. They play all their games from home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done as it's played as a turn-based RPG. And it's DeVry College's move.
DeVry, you are on the clock.
Yeah, I played no university sports, and I didn't make any
Too white.
friends in in university. I don't really know what I did for 4 years.
I don't know. You graduated.
I did.
That's all that's important.
I just put in time.
Yeah.
But
you were just on hand.
Yeah, I really don't think I made the most of my university experience. I have 0 friends who I met.
Just end the statement there.
End of statement.
You have
I have
0
friends. But I have 0 friends who I met at university and remained friends with.
Yeah.
0. Yeah. I think I was too busy backyard wrestling.
I think that's more common than you think.
I guess so.
I think the only people that are lifelong friends with people from college or university are the ones that didn't
have friends in high school.
That didn't have friends in high school. That are in the exact same field as each other.
Yeah.
And it's a very specific field. Like a neurosurgeon. Yeah. And you're like, okay, well, we're the only
neurosurgery
we're the only
friends.
5 neurosurgeons that graduated, and we all work in the same hospital.
Yeah.
So you're friends with them. But if you're going to university and taking a degree that has multiple branches that can go to different things, you're more likely to not ever speak to or see those people again.
Yeah, it was pretty much that.
Even if you think about the people you vaguely interacted with in university, when was the last time you even randomly saw one of them?
No, 15 years.
Exactly, right? It's it's not the same as
Not that I graduated university 15 years ago. that would make me very old. but I was exaggerating for effect.
Right. Of course.
It's actually 17 years.
Wow.
I know.
What a hole. You are very old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I went to university much older than you, but I've still been out for 8 years. It'll be 8 years in May.
But then you, like a fool, went right back to teach.
Yeah, but hey, if you think about it,
just once you think out, they drag you back.
But if you think about it, I didn't pay for university.
No, that's pretty good
because they made up for it and then some.
Yeah.
All it cost me was my sanity and my drive and desire to be creative.
Self-respect.
And
your penis. They took your penis.
And they took my penis. Left the balls, though. That's
cool.
a weird look.
That is a weird look. Balls only. Getting cold feet halfway through bottom surgery.
Or what's the opposite of being castrated?
Ooh, interesting. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm gonna bing it.
Do some science. Hey guys, welcome to the Worst Year of Our Lives podcast. I'm Scott at Not Scott Henson. That's Drew over there looking up what it is called if your penis is cut off and not your balls. And you can find him at Sarian Softpaws. What do you think about that?
Hey, what's up on the things?
Go follow Drew at his ever-growing Letterboxd. New followers every damn day, is what I'm hearing. A lot of internet.
I gained
buzz.
5 followers since last week.
It's pretty good, and you gained a chunk last week, as I recall too.
I did. I went over 100 followers.
That's right. You hit the 3 digits.
Surgery determine of. Oh, it's just penectomy is what it's called, but that's not the same.
It's not.
But I was hoping it was something different, something more. But I don't.
Penectomy is funny though. Don't show me any pictures, please.
Surgery to remove any part of or all of the penis, an external male reproductive organ, is called penectomy.
I removed a little bit because it's too big.
Yeah, I guess it's almost exclusively a medical thing. Oh no, here's a history of involuntary penis removal.
Well, Game of Thrones.
I will say, there's only 3 countries listed. 2 of them you would expect and one of them's going to put a real damper on being a creep.
Let me okay. So let's go with
these are all before modern times. It's not a thing anymore.
Sad. Let's go with Democratic Republic of the Congo.
No, they only cut off clitorises. Scott, men are allowed to keep theirs. It's just women aren't allowed to have theirs. Those are the rules. I don't make them. I'm not the governing body of how Africa manages their women.
Don't shoot the messenger.
But Men can do whatever they want. Women are not allowed to enjoy pleasure.
Don't genitally mutilate the messenger.
Yeah, exactly. Keep in mind.
I'm going to write that down.
I don't know if you're going to get away with putting that as the title of the episode.
Guess what? Too late.
Well, let's find out if it gets taken down. They don't take down videos anymore, do they? Not really.
No, and it actually won't be on the video. It'll just be on the
description.
Audio.
Yeah.
Because should I be putting the descriptions?
I don't know.
On the YouTube? No. You download them on your audio platform of choice in addition to listening to it on YouTube, and then you get to see the fun description. Also, you guys who are only doing it on YouTube, one, that is the right place to do it because that's the only thing that's monetized. But do check it out. Or, don't even have to download. Just like look it up on iTunes/Apple or Spotify or Google and not Amazon.
Bing.
Or Bing.
Don't forget Bing.
Because the descriptions are all pretty funny. They're actually I think our finest work. I mean, they're still good, but I feel like if I go back and read the descriptions from season 1, I laugh at every single one. There's some real good ones.
There's some real good ones.
Yeah,
for sure.
So yeah, if you haven't seen those, check them out. They're fun. Don't genitally genitally mutilate is a tough 2-word phrase.
Yep.
Did you say gentlemanly?
Don't gentlemanly menstruate me. I don't care to have a English man menstruate me. The answer may surprise you that it was ancient China, Japan, and Africans doing it to Arab slaves. So I think that means Egypt, probably. Ancient Egypt doing it to Arab slaves.
Shout out to Africa having slaves.
But Egypt.
Yeah.
Not deepest, darkest, blackest. Like northern, almost kind of white Africa.
Nice Africa, they're calling it.
They're calling it nice Africa. Except for don't go there if you're tourists from Scandinavia, or you might get your head chopped off.
Yeah, no, that's it's tough. It's not batting 1,000. I mean, who is?
It's not putting up Hall of Fame numbers.
No.
Yeah.
This is a request episode. I don't know.
We're finally doing one.
Yeah.
After putting it off and putting it off. And
are we doing one next week?
No.
Okay.
Next week will exclusively not be one.
I guess, is Friday the earliest we can do next week?
Yes.
Okay. So I got to get that sucker up that night.
Pretty much.
Otherwise, the WrestleMania preview for the next day will be somewhat
old,
redundant.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a Friday night job. So next week's episode is coming out Friday night.
Only for subscribers, and definitely not for everyone by accident.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't everyone by accident. It was
every tier.
It was Dude Dogs by accident. It was the $5 Dude Dogs.
Well, you're giving them a little taste.
Exactly.
Give them a bump.
Yeah.
And then they can't get enough.
First accidental taste is free.
Yeah.
After that, you got to pay, or until the next accidental one.
Yeah.
Because I uploaded both of last week's episodes, and the second one, I think it was pretty late at night. And what am I going to do? Remember to select the thick hog and higher tier for members only, or I'm just going to click members only, which defaults to everything, and click OK. Spoiler: the latter
I think is
what I'm going to do. So you're welcome, Dude Dogs. So
how'd you like the taste?
If you like the taste,
do you want to taste that more often?
Hey, feel free to juice it up, and any non-members,
juice it.
Any non-members who this sounds rather appealing to, get on it. YouTube.com/@NotScottHenson. Click that old join button, and hey, you get emotes and cool stuff at the Dude Dog level. But if you want early episodes all the time and not just when I'm tired, then go thick hog level or higher.
We's in the juice.
Pauly Shore, if you're listening. Wheeze the juice.
Squeeze the juice. I hear he's dead.
References. I did hear that Pauly Shore is dead, or at least should be.
I don't know if he should be.
His mom is.
A lot of people's moms are dead.
Mitzi Shore is buried in the cold, cold ground. The Comedy Store is just running itself now, I guess.
Apparently.
Did Pauly take it over?
I don't know.
Wonder what's going on at the Comedy Store. Just anarchy? Just Jeff Ross running around naked?
Who currently runs the Comedy Store?
Joe Rogan. I saw Joe Rogan.
That can't be right. Who's this character? Who's this character? Is that his legal government name? That can't be his legal government name.
Shmuley Herbramowitz?
It's Paulie's brother, Peter Shore.
But he has...
Because I was like, is his legal government name Peter Shore? Paul Montgomery Shore. He's 55 and dead.
He is... I know he's two things. He is 55 and he's dead.
And he's dead.
I was saying, this is a request episode. There are, by my count, after this request episode, only 2 more request episodes, if you can even believe it. For now. If you want to get in while the getting's good, you still can, against our better judgment. Send 100 US American dollars or more, and preferably more, to paypal.me/notscotthenson. The link is in the YouTube description, as well as another link for if you don't even have a PayPal account, but have some way to send money to people. And send in your request, or multiple requests. Here's the deal of a lifetime: 2 requests for $200. That's our promise to you. So, don't pick a movie over 2 hours, or we're gonna have words.
Or I'll fucking kill you.
You look like Mark Davis. That's who I've been trying to...
Me?
Yeah. You look like half of Aussie Open.
Well, I'm a cool guy, that's why.
And you killed Will Ospreay.
And I killed my own faction member.
You killed your best friend.
My technically the leader of my faction.
Yeah.
I hurt him.
Yeah, Drew's got a cool mustache now.
Yeah, it's temporary. I just thought it was like a silly thing to do for like a week.
Yeah, I love it.
And then we'll see where I go from here.
Penectomy.
I'm gonna do a penectomy. Anywho, do we have news?
I mean, there's always news.
Do we have news that it's almost the end of the fiscal year of March?
It is almost the end of Q1 2023.
And do we have news going into Q2?
We do have news, inexplicably, going in to Q2 of 2023, despite the fact
that Q1 has given us exactly $0.
That we have not been paid one dime from Manscaped.com. They have, in fact, extended our contract for another 3 months, for April, May, and June 2023.
But coming from their side of it, if they're not going to pay us, they could extend us for 40 years.
I sort of asked them that. I'm like, hey, how about more than 3 months? They're like, no, we just do 3 at a time. And I'm like, cool. Do you ever pay anyone?
Hey, we'll take your 3 months, but also, can we get paid for the previous 3 months? No.
Yeah. No.
But you can have a new contract. Chill out and talk up our products to get people to buy it and spend money, but then we're not going to give you anything, but we're going to tell you we're going to.
Yeah. So I'm going to treat this as if we're
getting paid.
Going to get paid is how I'm going to approach this.
I think that's the appropriate approach.
The fact that they extended the contract means that
we're doing something right.
You people,
all of you people,
have been using it.
Which is excellent news.
Yeah. I assume we gave them an ROI of more then break even. Otherwise, I don't think they would care to re-sign us. You look deep in thought.
I'm trying to think of a awful way to turn ROI into something else.
Oh, it's I've already got
rape of intestines. I'm going to put my dick so far up your butt,
way up in them guts with no consent. Yeah. That one's fun. I was thinking more of like a fancy winter show down at the arena, Retards on Ice.
If you're a special education teacher,
go on,
and one of your students is late, can you give them a tardy? Or will you get fired?
That's a good question. We should.
Can you give a tardy?
We really don't want. We're really leaning heavy on
total.
We're really leaning heavy on Manscaped maybe one day paying us, and oh, Jesus Christ,
that's the noise he makes.
I know it is.
I'm just gonna keep throwing one out every episode until we run out of
one
them.
Greg the Bunny reference per episode forever. Yeah, we're really leaning heavy on Manscaped one day paying us and YouTube memberships and requests, because I don't think we're ever getting an episode actually monetized on YouTube again.
Maybe not. I like how in Greg the Bunny world, calling them socks is a racist term.
Oh yeah,
that's very good.
That is a puppet N word. It's their S word.
P.S. It's snowing outside.
What?
Or like rain snowing.
What?
What is this?
What are you?
What are you even doing?
Manscaped.com.
Oh yeah. Is this the ad? Stamp right now? This is where it starts, and not before when we mentioned tards?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I guess it started a while ago. But no, that also included them not paying us. So let's say none of that is the ad read. That's just us.
I'm going to slate it.
You're going to slate it?
I'm going to slate the ad.
The clapperboard? And go. Now, manscaped.com. No, I was just going to say more mentally handicapped stuff. And we can only say it. We can only say it so many times before it's just a problem.
Do you want to go back to Hitler?
Let's go back to Hitler.
You know what?
Hitler's safe.
I had a probably like I trimmed it a while ago, but like
I was gonna say I'm hoping you're talking about the mustache.
Growth of my beard was probably like 3 months, and then I trimmed it using my manscaping tools.
The beard hedger.
The beard hedger.
Love it.
I set it at I think I did an 8 to start. Did it everything except for the chin.
Yep.
And then had that for about a week and a half. Then came back and was like, nah, the chin's bugging me too much. I don't like it. More. So I took everything down to a 6, which is great because it's just got the little dial in the middle. You don't have to take anything on and off.
From 0.5 to 10, I believe.
In 0.5 intervals.
0.5 increments.
And like legitimately, it works so good. I've had other beard trimmers in the past.
It's really nice, yeah.
Where you really only get maybe like a 4 levels of variance. Yeah. You go from a 0 to a 4 and that's it. And if you go, obviously you go from a 4 to a 3, you're losing a lot. And you go from a 3 to a 2, you're going down really quickly. So it's nice to have, 20 levels of just like trimming down little bits at a time.
Yeah.
So I went down to a 6 and I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then I just was so bored the other night. Like, I was playing video games. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up for work in I don't know, 6 hours. And I was just like, I feel like my face is kind of just like getting a little itchy. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go down to a goatee. So I did a goatee. Ooh. And then I looked in the mirror and said, oh God,
like a loser.
I'm my dad. I looked exactly like my dad. And I was like, no, I'm not doing goatee. I'll just go clean shave. So I did all the goatee except for the mustache and was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Those are popular with the kids these days. So
weirdly popular.
So I went all the way down to a 0. And no guard, which I was concerned about because I had used the beard trimmer on body hair,
but don't do that.
I know, it was stupid.
They make a different trimmer for that.
It was faster for me to grab the beard than it was for the body, and I was concerned going no guard straight to the skin on my face.
It's fine, no guard,
and it was perfect.
Yeah,
no problems at all. I did everything except for the mustache. Then I dyed the mustache to match my hair color, so it wasn't so gingery because I'm half a day walker.
You do have a gingery beard.
I do. Yeah. I'm half a day walker because my dad's a full-on daywalker, and I'm gonna keep it for a little while. I don't know if it'll last till Vegas, because I don't think I want to go to a fur con like this. But I want to do it for wrestling, so I think I'll keep it until the day of the show, wrestle with a mustache, and I'm going to do nothing but Mark Davis moves. Then I'm going to, after the show, I will shave it off.
So go clean.
So I'll go clean shaven to Vegas.
I was going to say just let everything grow from here, because I like the light beard with bigger mustache look. That's not a bad look.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I guess I can do that.
Yeah.
And then I'll go down looking like a complete pedophile.
Yeah.
Or a cop. Maybe we're going to a police convention. We're going to a police convention that is also in the same hotel as a fur con.
Yeah.
That's a bad time for anyone at that fur con.
Yeah, really for both sides.
No, because I feel like the cops can just be bullies who take away their drugs and make them all cry because they're little sad wieners.
Sure, you have that part, but I feel like it's also exhausting for the cops.
Having trimmed off all of my beard using our wonderful manscaping products.
Promo code CATS20 at manscaped.com.
I've also been using the deodorant every day, which I at first was like, I like what I'm using. It's pretty good, but like, nope. I think I like that the smell lasts.
Yep.
Like pretty much the whole day. Because like sometimes I go to work.
Would you describe the smell as ultra premium?
It is ultra premium.
I agree.
I use it all day at work, and I come home and I don't smell bad.
Don't stink.
Because sometimes I have hard days at work, and my previous deodorant that I've been using isn't an antiperspirant, which this is also not an antiperspirant.
Yeah. Also, don't use antiperspirants. They'll give you cancer.
Sure, I agree. But also, everything gives you cancer, or cancer's fake. Not
if you eat raw garlic.
Not if you eat raw garlic to cure the thing that's fake. But I like that I don't need an antiperspirant to, not be gross by the time I'm done
to make it through the day.
Yeah, right? So coming home, I still smell pretty good.
Yep.
So I like that.
Same for the ball deodorant?
I don't use the ball deodorant as much, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm lazier, and I'm just kind of like, I'm already dried. I already have my underwear on. Like, I'm done. But also, in the TMI department, I don't have stinky balls. Like, no, I've never had a bad smelling downstairs.
Yeah, I do love slapping it on right after a shower, because then I feel like unstoppable. I'm like, I am so clean and fresh right now.
I could not shower for 3 days and I'd still smell amazing, and then you go 9 days,
and then I don't shower for 3 days and I'm fine. Everybody wins.
This is all leading to me saying that I am so happy as a little skinny wiener kid who grew up getting bullied like shit all the time, that I finally get to go to a fur con and be the coolest person in the room. The most alpha jock, like, it's gonna be dude, great. Bro, I can. Yeah. And I'm gonna be so mean to everyone.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm gonna get uninvited from future cons.
Oh no, if you don't get perma banned from Las Vegas Fur Con, you have done something wrong.
I can't wait. Can't wait
for that. I can't wait
to make Greg cry. I can't wait to make furries cry. Yep. I can't wait to get thrown out of a casino. I've been practicing counting cards.
Nice.
I learned how to count cards. I think my brains are too mush to actually do it.
But it's a nice thought.
Because, 10 concussions is a hard thing to overcome when you're trying to, memorize things. But I did watch a couple videos while I was bored at work, and I was like, I wonder how easy it is. And, it's not as complicated as you think, but you really need to be focused. And focusing on things is not really my strong suit.
Not a big focuser?
Not a big focuser, and I don't have very good short-term memory. So I don't think I'm going to be counting cards in Vegas.
I don't count per se, but I keep an eye on face cards.
Face cards are the important one. Yeah.
So
face cards and aces are the important ones.
Yeah, pretty much. The extent of my my card counting is like, face card hasn't come up in a while. Yeah. I'll bet on a face card. Yeah, basically.
I think the pretty much one of the big things to remember are the ones that like are harder to pair, like that have too many things that compare with it that will put you too close to getting a third card. Right. So I think what like one of the videos I watched was like, if you're getting a 7 or an 8, it's really going to be challenging, because if you get a face or 10, then like you're kind of in that range of
you're locked in.
You're locked in, like you should be locked in, right? That's the thing,
you're locked in.
You
but
should
it's not
never be
great.
betting on anything that's higher than 16.
No,
because the chance of bust is
just
way too high, right? Because you're relying on, essentially you're relying on 3 or 4 cards that you can get.
Yeah.
But if you look at the ratio of those 4, how many are in the deck, how many have been used compared to what's left, you're almost... It's very unlikely that you're going to be able to win.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm probably not gonna play blackjack, by the way, because I don't blackjack's fine, but I think I'm just gonna go to roulette. I'm gonna put everything on black.
Of course.
If I lose, I'm gonna go get more money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put everything on black.
Well, you gotta put double that on black.
No, because if I put that, then at least I'm back.
Oh,
to
then you're even,
right?
Sure.
Then I can go half of it all on black again, and you just keep playing like that until you win one time, and then you get the fuck out.
Exactly.
That's all you need to do.
Yep. It's the system.
Yeah.
I mean, betting red-black in blackjack is one of the better odds in Vegas. The only things that are really better are playing blackjack properly, or poker, because you're not against the house, you're against other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you can't really do, well, you can't do better than 50-50 in a casino, because they wouldn't do it then.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay at poker. I've played a lot of it in my life.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay at it. I don't know that I would be like super competitive in a high intensity
game,
kind of, like playing with other random people I know, or going to like the local casino. I could probably do okay. I don't know that I would be winning like thousands of dollars, but then going to Vegas, I think the first time I do well, I would have some kind of very blatant tell, and then like my tail would pop up and start wagging, and I'd be like, oh, sorry, it just does that when I have low blood sugar.
Yeah, don't.
It's trying to tell me I need to take my insulin shot.
Pay no attention to that. That's true. Tails are not good for poker.
No,
because
I gotta play it against furries.
There's a lot of involuntary tail action.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, because it could mean excitement. It could be agitation.
Yeah.
It could be horniness. It could be, like I said, I get very horny insulin shot. So it could be any of those things.
Yeah. That's very true. So, but the moral of the story is manscaped.com. Promo code CATS20. That was more than 60 seconds, Manscaped.
Yeah, you got a lot there. And we didn't mention any of the bad things we usually mention, so it's fine.
No, we did a good job. Yeah. Now I will say, I think we should put it on air to hold ourselves accountable, because after the Manscaped trial period we did when we got the first contract that has thus far paid us $0, we promised people a treat if they got us that, and now not only have they gotten us that, they've gotten us a second contract.
Yeah.
So we should do something nice. So there were 2 things we talked about privately off air. I think we'll do both. And
one of them we were doing no matter what. It was going to originally be for us.
We don't have to tell them,
but now it can be for everyone.
Now it can be public. So I think we're going to do something where we review, where we like live review a match of ours. Yeah. Which I think would be
give you that little
fun,
peek behind the curtain,
and people would like. And then the other is a photo shoot at the Furry Creek, British Columbia sign. Yes, it's a real place.
It's a real place,
and not that far from here. So we will do that. Those were the treats we have planned, and we will do them, because you guys have done a good job on manscaped.com, promo code CATS20. Keep doing it. Don't disappoint me. And shout out to Antifa Catboy, who posted all of the wares he got from Manscaped on
Big shout out
on Twitter the other day. He got 3 of their devices, which is not cheap.
Cheap.
Unless you use promo code CATS20, because then you get 20% off and free shipping, certainly to Canada, where he is, and
certainly to everywhere else in the world.
To America, where a lot of you are, to Europe, where a lot of you are, and not to Thailand.
Yeah, the one blackout play. Afghanistan, Kandahar, done.
You probably
Bangkok, no. It's got cock in the title.
That's true. Disgusting.
I'm very disappointed that the history behind Furry Creek is because the guy's name was Oliver Furry.
I mean...
And not because there were a bunch of... I kind of assumed it was Bigfoot related, to be honest. Is that there would have been, Bigfoot sightings, and they were like, there's a big furry monster in the woods.
By the creek.
Better call it a Furry Creek.
I thought it was about vaginas.
Well, yeah.
Oliver Furry is a pretty fun name.
It's a fun name, but I'm disappointed that it's just
a guy?
A guy.
And not something furrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But we'll make it furrier.
Boo! Make it furrier. More furry.
I mean, we will.
Let's go on a bomb threat to Furry Creek.
Just the whole place?
Just the creek. We're going to blow up the creek.
We're going to blow up.
There'll be no more water.
Canada's biggest hydroelectric dam.
Yeah. Gone.
On Furry Creek.
Gone in a matter of seconds. Because we were so mad that it wasn't named after Bigfoot or a furry.
Because even though it's been the case for a very long time, we just found out and we're mad.
We're mad
about what it's named after.
We need to get it canceled. It's cultural appropriation.
True.
We need to change the name of it to something...
That's our word.
Something that's got, in it, so that no one else can say our words.
Yes.
And also, we can't say our words.
Correct.
Because they're not real words.
Yeah.
I like the subtle racism that not a lot of people are going to get.
But the ones who do really enjoy it.
They're going to really enjoy it.
That's for you guys.
I guarantee it.
Thanks to Christian R and Eve for both
Christian Hardar
for deciphering my ramblings last week. I actually did myself either that night or the next day, because I was quite sure they had done an episode on it on How Did This Get Made. So I just went through their episode list and I'm like, that's the one. So the rambling about movie with butt aliens that either starred Keanu Reeves or Kevin Bacon, but actually didn't star
none
either.
Of them.
Yeah, it turns out it was none.
Made me angry when you told me what you were talking about.
Yeah.
As if I haven't seen that movie 30 times.
I was going to say, I feel like you should have still gotten there with butt aliens.
But the thing is,
there's only so many
you saying
butt
Keanu Reeves or Kevin Bacon threw me off so much.
Don't listen to that.
That part. I was like, well...
That was the red herring.
I guess, but that's a bad red herring.
I think butt aliens should have brought you back around.
I guess, but there's lots of butt aliens.
Are there?
Bad Milo.
True. Is that an alien?
It's a growth.
I don't think it's an alien.
Tumorous growth.
I think there's literally one butt aliens movie, and it's called Stephen King's Dreamcatcher.
Do you know who plays a mentally challenged man in that movie?
I don't.
One, Donnie Wahlberg.
Nice.
His name is Duddits. He saves the day at the end.
The Apprenticeship of Duddits Kravitz.
And then he yells, "I Duddits!"
Oh, that's pretty good.
And he's fully retarded.
That is fun.
Timothy Elephant's in it.
Like him.
Damian Lewis is in it. I think a third person we like is in it.
Damian Lewis, hot news in Hollywood. This is a Variety page 6 action for you. Damian Lewis coming back to Billions after...
First of all, Billions is still on the fucking air.
Bet your ass is still on the air. Damian Lewis, Paul Giamatti, comedian Dan Soder, who tries to work in as many wrestling references into the show as he can, including getting Becky Lynch on the show.
Yeah. Tom Jane. And also noted cool guy, Jason Lee. Oh, and Tom Sizemore. And Morgan Freeman.
Dragon Gate opened the Brave Gate champion, Jason Lee?
No, Scientologist Jason Lee. Noted unibrow haver, Jason Lee.
Not my favorite Jason Lee.
I would say he's my second favorite Jason Lee.
Although he's pretty good in Mallrats. He makes is it Neil McDonough eat poo? Or is it a guy who looks like Neil
It's not
McDonough?
Neil McDonough, I don't think.
No, it's not. In my head, he looks like him. Also, I haven't seen.
First of all,
Mallrats in a
nobody
long time.
looks like Neil McDonough.
I mean, no one looks as good as Neil.
He's the most handsome man in Hollywood.
That's true. Just think, like, not that his career isn't good, but think how good his career would be if he was willing to kiss women on camera who weren't his wife.
No. You're not going to keep your Christian wife by kissing other people.
That's true. Who's the game show host in Mallrats? If it is Neil McDonough, I'm gonna flip.
Loki, you know who's really hot in that movie, and in real life? Claire Forlani.
Yes,
what
she is.
A babe.
She is hot. Oh, it's Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you confuse Michael Rooker?
I don't know.
A man who
been...
looks like his face has been burnt by oil.
Yeah, he
and gorgeous eyes, Neil McDonough.
He doesn't look like Neil McDonough.
Scott, sometimes I'm concerned that your brains don't work.
I'm good at counting cards.
You're good at counting cards, and you're good at confusing handsome men for trolls. Michael Rooker is an amazing actor and a very funny man, but he is not a looker.
No.
And Neil McDonough
he's many things to many people, but he's not a looker.
And Neil McDonough is beautiful.
Yes. I've never seen
beautiful, and he loves Jesus.
I've never seen Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. It's
good.
Yeah,
it's good. It's very low budget looking.
Okay.
But it's got some...
I know a lot of people say it's like very disturbing.
It's got some disturbing stuff in it for sure. Yeah, but it's very good.
Yeah. I should see that. One day when I get to watch movies I want to watch. Or if someone wants to request it for one of the last 2 episodes of requests, great. PayPal.me/NotScottHenson. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Unless it's over 2 hours. Let me make sure. I mean, you can still request it. Just pay for 2.
I can see it from here.
Can you?
I think so.
Well, I'm excited for you.
It's
an hour 23. I beg of you to request this. You kidding me?
You know what? You can pay $99 to request Henry Portrait of a
I will accept $99.
It is so short, we will give you 99.
Yeah.
American dollars to paypal.org/Kensington. PayPal.me/NotScottHenson.
A rare 1% discount.
1% off for only
this week
for
only.
Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer.
That's correct. Don't try any other bullshit.
Nothing else. If you come at us and you're like, well, you said there was a 1% discount.
Yeah, for that.
Yeah. Open your ears, dum-dum. You slut.
You scoop the cum out of your ears. And listen. You see, that phrase amuses me, but I'm not going to put that in the description. Too far.
That might get us in some hot water.
Yeah.
Hot water. I mean, hey, you can give us money and just tell us to pick movies, and we'll just pick our 20-minute movies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of good ones.
Shout out to Brian D/Here I Am.
Which Brian is that? Of the Brians.
He's one of the 4 Brians.
Rank them.
Oh, I mean, he's number 1 right now.
I think he's number 1.
He's easily number 1 right now.
Congratulations, Brian. You're number 1.
Congratulations
yes,
to all
you,
the
Brian,
Brians.
listening
Brian,
right now. You are number 1,
it.
Brian.
Brian, you're the best. I think, during the stream last Sunday, sent $100 for our choice of 2 very important movies, and then the next day sent me another $100 because he said, whichever one you choose, I'll be sad you didn't choose. so here's both. And that's how to do it, guys.
That is exactly how to do it.
Brian doing it right.
Here's $100. Pick one or the other. Oh, now I'm sad.
Here's another $100.
I need to hear both.
Do both. Yeah, that is the right way to do it.
Oh, I can't wait till we get to see an early appearance on screen of Dane Cook.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's right. Let's try a weird drink.
Okay.
Yeah,
pop it.
It's pop.
Pop it and lock it.
We got ourselves original flavor. We didn't get fancy. Original flavor bazooka gum soda.
This is gonna remind me of playing Little League.
Pour me a nice glass.
I don't have a glass.
I brought a glass here.
Yeah, but it's on the floor next to you.
Oh, well.
How am I supposed to pour it in your glass?
Just chuck some of the liquid this way. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing that's happened to your floor.
Nope. There's root beer stains all over this floor. Yeah. White root beer stains.
I'm like cautiously optimistic for that.
I think it might be good.
Jones made bubblegum soda, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, you got more than me. Whatever.
I was gonna say it was a generous pour. I'm gonna come back to this bar.
I like it. It smells good.
It smells like goddamn bubblegum.
Not as powerful as I thought it would be.
No, which is probably for the best. I don't know if you want a super strong bubblegum soda.
The smell is stronger.
The smell is stronger than the taste.
But
it's not bad.
It's pretty good. I wouldn't if you gave this to me and I closed my eyes.
Yep.
And you put it in my mouth.
Go on.
I don't know that I would be able to tell you that it's bubblegum.
Here's what I would be able to tell you. I have a very sensitive palate. I would be able to tell you it's bubblegum, but
would you be able to be brand specific?
Well, I would, but I don't think this tastes like bazooka gum. I think it tastes like general bubblegum.
I think it tastes like what's that roll of gum that is
bubble tape?
Bubble tape. I think it tastes like bubble tape.
Yeah. It tastes like very standard bubblegum flavor. I think that bazooka gum is a stronger, slightly different taste.
Yes. Tastes old.
Yeah.
Bazooka gum tastes old. Because you know why? Because for me, it reminds me of playing baseball growing up.
Yep.
Putting it in and chewing on it the entire game, even though the flavor was gone after 30
seconds.
3 pitches.
Oh yeah, easily
done.
Yeah. But those 30 seconds are some of the best.
Yeah, I think the Jones one was much better.
I think so.
And is there a Faygo bubblegum?
No, because
cotton candy.
I would have had it. Oh, and Faygo cotton candy rocks.
It's great.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think you'd like it.
I would. I love anything cotton
Take it
candy.
from us. We're recovering Faygo boys.
Yeah, we've been described as a couple of Faygos before.
I've been described as a lot of different boys in my life. I've been a Faygo boy. I'm currently a Tubi boy.
Oh yeah.
I was a VCW crap boy.
Oh yeah. Cobblestone boy.
I was a cobblestone boy.
Yep.
Now we also have
many things to many people. Oh yeah, we have other shit. Look at us.
It's the oops all snacking and also oops we're almost at an hour.
Damn it! Every time I'm like, well, we could probably get it all done in one part if because we don't have to go an hour.
We need to stop having fun. That's what it is.
You know what?
We need to go back to hating each other and wanting this to be over.
We do have to go an hour at the top. It's the natural order of things.
So
I think we can still do this in one part, though.
I'm assuming, as most people listening to this podcast that live in some form of North American city, you have the... I guess, are they kind of modeled after, oh no, I was going to say bodegas, but not really. But they're just like weed vape shops that don't sell weed, but they sell weed and vape merchandise, like bongs and whatever. And they also import weird random snackies.
Well, I think that's more Canada because the U.S. doesn't need to import anything.
I guess that's true, but they probably still have...
I mean, the U.S. has corner stores, bodegas, and I think separately weed and vape shops.
Yes. There is, so they're kind of a newer thing. It started out with this place called Dank Mart. No, that's one of each. I broke them both in half.
Excellent.
Don't ask me to tell you which one's which. I think that's the surprise. You can smell them because one smells pretty. So they are pretty prominent in Vancouver now. We have them. I wouldn't say everywhere, but they're pretty close.
They're prevalent.
Pretty frequent. I'm sure there's tons in places we've never been. Where they import American snacks and treats that we don't regularly get in Canada, but it's
Asian.
There's some Asian stuff. Sometimes there's random European stuff.
Did I get a Dragon Ball themed passion fruit soda?
Did you look at German Haribo?
I did look at German Haribo candies.
Gummy bears.
Yep.
So yeah, they bring them in. I mean, obviously,
it's British and European stuff too.
British and European stuff, yeah. And as you can expect, the prices are through the roof.
Yep.
I think I paid.
Were these standard size Snickers bars $4 each?
Yes,
nice.
They were.
Yeah.
And we went previously because a type of energy drink that both of us like that is made in BC decided that they wanted to get rid of the flavor we like the most for the second time in our lifetime.
I have lost it twice now.
They brought it in. It was the best one. They took it away for, I don't know, 15 years.
Minimum.
And then brought it back for 3 years, two and a half, 3 years. And now have decided that apparently only Scott and I were buying them, even though a lot of times I would go places, they were empty. So I don't know if that means they didn't have the supply or other people were buying them.
One thing I always found interesting, because the main place they were available, because they were barely available anywhere besides London Drugs, which is like a big...
CVS. No.
Yeah,
kind of a CVS.
Yeah, it's
a
CVS.
It's CVS.
Yeah, and that's really the only place that had them. And what's interesting is they had, online in their inventory, they had every other flavor of Beaver Buzz listed. They never had the black currant listed on their online inventory. You just got there like, oh, there it is, fun. But you couldn't order it. You couldn't do it. It's like it was it never real?
Did I just imagine the best flavor of Beaver Buzz? And I would argue to say the best flavor of any energy drink.
I mean, I like Beaver Buzz, black currant,
which is the one we're speaking of,
and citrus. I would put in top 5 energy drinks of all time.
We should do our own,
drinking a citrus.
We should do our own tier lists for energy drink flavors.
Absolutely,
because I think that would be interesting to see what we like the same and what we like differently.
Yeah,
but the problem with that is that I don't mind some of the zero sugars.
Yeah,
and you exclusively are a sugar boy.
I'm a sugar boy.
Or
that's what kind of boy I am. I'm a sugar boy.
I'm a Tubi boy. You're a sugar boy. So. We were there. We were randomly because I had seen that they still have the black currant at this stoner treat store that's
and
like a block away from my house.
It's gone from London Drugs.
Yes,
because I got real worried, and rightfully so, when I saw they were like on sale for $1.99 each, and it said like last chance on it. I'm like, that doesn't sound good at all, and it wasn't. They're gone. Yeah. But yeah, there were 4 left at weird import place by your house.
Yes.
We clean those fuckers out.
I'm sure they might be at other ones that are more local too, but I mean, like, I feel like Dankmart is exclusively import.
Yeah.
This one has other things that are from Canada that are just like less frequent. So we went in to see what they had to clean them out of their inventory before they were gone, so that we can never drink them and they just stay in our fridge forever.
Put them in the safe.
So
the fridge safe.
We took a peruse. We took a little browse. We found some other stuff. I've been. I like my Mike and Ike's. And I got myself a nice
what do we got?
Tropical Typhoon Mike and Ike's.
Give me the flavors.
So you got kiwi banana,
bad.
Caribbean punch,
good.
Strawberry banana,
bad. 2 bananas,
paradise punch,
good,
and mango.
That would not be my first choice of Mike and Ike's options, but I'm happy for you.
Well, it's a different one. That's the thing. This isn't the one I would normally get. Yeah. It's just a different flavor, like a different variety, which I like. I like trying new things.
It's a spice
Did
of
you
life.
know that Mike and Ike's are gluten-free? And
of course they are.
It just says on the package.
Yeah. I love things that say they don't have a thing that, of course, like fat-free Coke. Like, yeah. I know. No one was accusing you of putting. Doesn't mean it's good for you. It just doesn't have one thing that's bad for you.
Meatless Mike and Ike's.
Yeah.
Beyond Mike and Ike's.
Yeah, like unleaded chicken. Like okay.
Thanks. I would assume it's all unleaded. But the one thing I've been kind of obsessed with lately are big chewy nerds. I don't know if anybody around town has been seeing them.
My nickname in college.
Big chewy nerd?
Yeah.
Because you were friends with Justin and you're a nerd?
Sure.
You're Justin's nerd friend?
Yeah, I'm Justin's nerd friend.
I mean, congratulations to you for being the cool one of the two.
Yeah, I did it.
R.I.P. Justin. So luckily I don't have to buy them in the U.S. anymore because I can just get them in that corner store.
Yeah.
Even though they're more expensive, but they're not stupidly overpriced.
Yeah.
Because they're like $3 something in the U.S. and they're $4 something here.
That's fine.
So I'm fine with that. Anyways, as we're browsing and walking through, I noticed these regular sized Snickers that are hashtag eat a Snickers.
Great.
I thought it was gonna be something better than that.
Yep.
They are specialty flavors. In my hand, I have the package for Berry Whip flavor, which appears to be some kind of strawberry and cream taste.
Which is an interesting addition to a Snickers.
To a Snickers, yeah.
I'm going to try that one first.
And you've got the packaging that I passed to you.
Not time to talk about that yet. I definitely smell strawberry. I don't know if I want strawberry in my Snickers.
It's okay.
It's okay. I don't know how well strawberry and peanut go together.
I think of like parfaits or like ice cream with nuts and strawberry. I'm okay with it.
It's all right. I would not get it again.
It's not very strawberry. There is a strawberry taste to it.
Yeah.
But it's not, like, again, same thing with the bazooka. It smells more strawberry than it tastes.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, the other package that we found.
My packaging. Brought to you by the people at hashtag Eat a Snickers. Snickers butterscotch flavor. A pile of peanuts, chewy caramel, and a slab of butterscotch flavored nougat covered in chocolate. But I'm going to need to do a palate cleanse post-berry first.
Want a pickle?
I would love a pickle, thank you.
They're a good palate cleanser.
They are, but they're also gross.
They're delicious. I love them.
Can't do it.
I love them because I'm a pregnant lady.
Pickles and ice cream?
Pickles and ice cream.
Pickle ice cream?
Pickles and cum. No, dilk. You gotta get dilk. Pickle milk.
Delicious.
Okay.
All right.
This one isn't as strong smelling.
Well, I think because the flavor is already related to a Snickers ingredient. Like, there's already caramel in Snickers.
Caramel.
Although it definitely smells more butterscotchy caramelly than a standard Snickers. So let's investigate together. Okay. Yeah. I see it. I like this more than the berry.
I like them the same. It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I like them both. They're okay. I don't know that I would go out of my way to buy them all the time. I would maybe get one here or there as a little treaty treat, but
Yeah.
nah, it's okay. It's
No, it's fine.
the taste of the butterscotch in this is stronger than the strawberry in the strawberry one.
Yeah. It
Yeah. So I would say try them yourself if you can find them.
Yeah. I haven't even seen these in the States.
Yeah, first time I'd seen them. Yeah, no idea. Maybe they're like another import from. Maybe they're like a UK thing or a Mexico thing. Although it's not Spanish, but whatever.
Now, if it was Mexico, it'd be like a hot tamarind.
Guava.
Yeah.
So, hour in, we're gonna finish all these movies in an hour and a half.
100%.
Okay.
8 movies.
Fall on your sword, loser.
I get told that so often. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, 1983, brought to you from Orca Bay. Criterion movies. Now, what is the best Criterion movie you've ever seen, and why is it Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence? Are you showing it off to me? The physical copy?
Right behind me.
Pretty good. What do you think? Best one?
Best Criterion?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
You know what I like about it? Is I like that on the very front of the pack of the the cover art of the Criterion.
What does it lead you to believe?
Has David Bowie on the cover, and the title says "Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence,"
So
which led me to believe David Bowie was Mr. Lawrence. Boy, was I wrong.
He is not Mr. Lawrence. He is another guy who is so hot that he causes everyone in the Japanese POW camp to fall in love with him and kill themselves.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yes, but
that's basically the deal.
This is a real Dave Chappelle on the cover of Half Baked.
I wonder if, like Chappelle and Half Baked, Bowie's percentage of the poster got larger and larger every year.
Every release of the movie had more Bowie
do a little more Bowie.
Yeah.
A little more Bowie and a little less the guy who played Mr. Lawrence.
Tom Conti is his name.
Any relation to Ty?
No, because he's not a bad wrestler.
Oh. Well,
and he's British, and yeah. My deepest apologies to Mr. Tom Conti.
Emergency apologies?
He's Scottish.
Oh.
He was nominated for an Oscar.
For this?
For Best Actor in a Lead Role, 1983's Reuben.
Oh, so same year as this, different movie.
A drunken Scottish poet who has not written a word in years feels compelled to regain control of his life and work after meeting a beautiful young woman. The beautiful young woman is played by Kelly McGillis.
So this
who was a beautiful young woman
at
the time. Not so much anymore, but
not his best performance this year.
Apparently not.
All right.
And you know what? Without having seen Reuben,
you agree?
I concur. Reuben is a better movie than Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. I can think of two things wrong with this title.
They're all wearing clothes and no one's eating lunch.
No one's eating lunch.
I don't think I knew David Bowie was in the Criterion movie, although Labyrinth should be.
Yeah. Well, Labyrinth is Disney, right?
Yeah. Did they not do Criterion?
They've done one, and it was recently, and it was WALL-E.
It was the Black Cauldron.
It was the Black Cauldron. It was Song of the South. Yeah.
Which
Criterion Blu-ray release, Criterion 4K release. Yeah. Song of the South.
Yeah, which ironically, the working title for that movie was also the Black Cauldron.
Let's do a double feature of Criterion Song of the South and Criterion
just buried Disney movies.
Or what's the Rise of a Nation? Is that what it's called?
Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation.
Yeah. That was good.
Two best Criterion releases of all time.
Pretty good.
It would be really funny if somebody was like printing up their own Criterion sleeves for like of those kind of things and just like putting like printing them out, putting them in the cases, and then just like putting them in their thing, and people be like, "Wow, I didn't realize that they released like a Serbian film on Criterion,"
or like bringing them into Barnes and Noble and putting them in the Criterion shelf.
Oh, Scott.
It's like, Porky's 2 on Criterion.
Scott, that's fucking amazing.
Not a bad move.
We need to do that. We need to... Scott Q. Henson, do you think that I just looked up Criterion Song of the South and somebody made a Criterion Song of the South?
Oh my God.
Do you think you can put that as the cover art?
1,000%. Are you kidding me? I was gonna do the new owl with bird feet, but no. Criterion Song of the South wins. Sorry.
It gave it the what am I looking for? The spine code of 1946, which is accurate.
Good year.
Now, do you think?
I guess not for Germany or Japan.
Well, it was after everything, and most of the Germans were relaxing on beaches.
That's true.
So, I mean, maybe not for the Japanese.
They were catching some rays. Yeah, Japan was still mostly cleanup at that point, I think.
I wanna see. I wonder where I can. This is on Reddit, under Reddit / Criterion. So I want to see if there's other funny.
If there's also a Porky's 2, I will lose my mind. But if they've done one, I bet they've done more than one. So there's probably some good stuff there.
I do not see a Porky's 2.
Sad.
Do you know what the full title of the movie is?
Revenge of
the Nerds.
Porky's.
That's the third one.
The search.
Third one is called Porky's Revenge.
The search for Porky's gold.
Porky's 2, The Next Day. So it's supposed to have taken place the day after the first one.
Okay.
But with none of the original
good
cast? Question mark? I don't actually know.
I don't know either.
Birth of a Nation, Criterion.
I mean, that could actually be on Criterion.
Probably, but it's not.
Yes.
It is released on other things, though.
Yeah.
Kino Classics released one.
Cool.
Ooh.
You're gonna hear me the whole time.
And nothing happened, and don't worry about who had to run out of the room all of a sudden.
Clutching his pants.
Clutching my pants, changing my underwear. I just wanted to look up, like, what were some funny, like, mock-up Criterions. And then, but then the problem is, it's all good ones. It's not bad ones.
Yeah, where's the fun in that?
I mean, here's, like, somebody made Speed Racer.
That's one. Some people like Speed Racer a lot.
Some people
right?
do like Speed Racer.
I haven't seen it because it's the Wachowskis and I don't support that lifestyle.
But
of making a movie with your sibling.
Oh.
Also won't watch the Coens.
Sure. The Coens have never made a good movie. You should like that one.
Neither of the Coens are faking for attention.
It's before one of them was faking for because before one of them decided that they weren't getting enough attention.
Before Joel also married Frances McDormand for attention. It is before, right? Before the dark days of the Wachowskis. I don't know if it is. Like 2008. I feel like that was, pardon the phrase, a transition period.
2008. It is before Lily for sure.
Well, yeah.
I don't know about if it was before.
I think Lana was in the mix at that point.
Lana.
Yeah. But yeah, some people say it's great and like really underappreciated, and some people say it is overstimulating and stupid.
I've seen it. I really couldn't tell you anything about it other than the reveal of who Speed Racer's secret brother was. Or no,
Okay.
who Racer X secretly was. That's the only thing I remember.
From Manscaped, representative who's... I've never said his name and I will continue not to. 'Cause that's probably for the best. Just reach out to accounting. They said the paperwork is in order now, but the way you sent the PayPals were as a money request and not an invoice. Not true. I 1,000% sent it as an invoice. I'm going to need you to resend those one more time as invoices. That's how... As a reminder, on a step-by-step, here is what accounting usually puts as a reference, blah, blah, blah. I did that. Here's how to create an invoice. I did that. This is exactly what I did. They are...
proof that he invoice.
Well, I'm going to have to figure out...
Seems like something his tired brain at 3 a.m. would do wrong.
Going to have to figure out a way to respond to that without yelling.
Being polite. I don't know, just do it. You don't need to be agitative because they suck. You can just do it so we get paid.
They're literally
Also, did you hear what I said into the microphone?
I heard a tired brain.
Yeah, that's all right.
Some action like that.
I'm glad everyone else can hear what you didn't hear.
Yeah. That's now. I'm a little mad.
Yeah, well, I think at this point they haven't paid us in 3 months, so I would think just shut up, do it again, and let's move on with our lives.
Like but what's annoying is
Sorry, continue.
Is I don't know how to do it again differently because I did it as an invoice.
Right.
So I don't know how to send an invoice a different way to convince them that it's an invoice. So we'll see. Here, let me oh look, when I go to click it, it says view invoice. What are you turning it around? Ooh.
That's a good one.
A neoprene pass-through.
That's a good one.
Now, is that...
Poorly made? Yes.
But is that scene not from Fateful Findings and not pass-through? Or did he speak into multiple microphones in front of a building in both?
In both, I think.
That's actually great.
That's, yeah. He's got a new one coming out.
Oh, look at this thing I'm clicking on. You sent an invoice for to Manscaped. View invoice.
I like it so much.
Wow, look at that invoice and not a regular money request. Ah, boy. Okay, let's power through this while I'm mad.
While gritting your teeth.
Yep. Mr. Lawrence didn't like it.
Sending invoices again. Don't like it.
I'm very frustrated because like it's going to be the same invoice. Anyway, another here's what's fun. I can't tell. He might have even shown up before the credits, and I recognize him. This has just Takeshi in it. Not pre-beat Takeshi and very pre-Takeshi Kitano. So it's fun to see. Drew's asleep. What's the matter with you?
You're boring me.
Okay, you do the whole movie.
No, because I also didn't like the movie, so I don't have a lot to talk about. That's interesting. This is right around the time he started directing stuff.
Probably,
I think.
Yeah.
I think his first movie is. Don't quote me on it because I'm gonna have to look it up. But I think his first movie is 1984.
Okay.
Maybe a little later. Actually, maybe he was just doing acting at this point.
It was 2008.
No. Yes, maybe it was 2008. Fucking.
Why all the different names?
I don't know, because he's a cool guy. He was a Yakuza guy.
He is a cool guy. I'll give him that.
His first movie was 1989.
Okay.
So he did Violent Cop, he did Boiling Point, he did A Scene at the Sea. Those are all things I think people within like that weird like punky kind of visual look Japan early 90s movies were. I think a lot of people like those movies, but then I think after that he kind of didn't do he did The Blind Swordsman in the
Zatoichi
in the early aughts.
Yep.
That I think I've seen it. It's pretty good. Mm-hmm. But then he didn't really do a lot after that. And then he just kind of was an actor in stuff.
Yeah.
What's the one? He's in Ghost in the Shell.
Nice.
Which is great.
ScarJo Ghost in the Shell?
Yep.
Nice.
He's in something I like a lot, but I can't tell you if it's just Battle Royale or it's something else.
It might just be Battle Royale.
No. Well, yes, it's Battle Royale is probably the thing I was thinking of, but also he's very much in Johnny Mnemonic, which is very silly.
Oh, he is.
Very silly.
Which I have commentated semi-recently.
I've only seen it maybe twice in my life, but is it...
Damn, what a loser. You've only seen Johnny Mnemonic twice?
Well,
damn.
Yeah. He's also in Battle Royale 2, which I think everyone hates.
Yeah. I don't think I ever watched it because it just sounded so much worse than the first.
Well, also, that's one of those things, and it's going to come up later with another movie we're reviewing, where they just, had the intellectual property, and they're like, fuck it.
Yep.
Let's just do another one.
I don't see why not.
Okay, so is this where the review of Mr. Lawrence starts, right here? At 1 hour, 18 minutes?
It kind of started 15 minutes ago, but who's to say?
Before the arguing over an invoice and poop breaks and... Okay.
Lots going on. You know what? Up to you, Antifa Catboy. Your call.
Make a pick.
And see, because I don't think we've tried it out yet, see if you can pin your timestamp post yourself with your newfound mod powers.
Oh!
Or if you can't.
We got a mod.
Yeah.
We got a Maud Flanders.
Try not to die.
R.I.P. except for not because they brought her back to life in previous seasons.
So weird.
That she was faking her death to be a lesbian or something.
Yeah, why not?
Something like that.
Some dumb bullshit.
Yeah.
So I was trying to, as it was starting, I was trying to figure out why Orca Bay might have picked this movie. I'm like, oh, it's a rape movie. I understand now. Good pick.
Yeah, but it's a buggery movie.
So it's a Japanese POW camp.
I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but there was a Second World War.
Oh.
And people like to make movies about it. Whether they're good or bad, doesn't matter.
They just keep making
Just
them.
got to keep making them.
Yep.
Although now I think World War One's
everyone's on
get,
one.
The big get.
Yeah.
I think everybody's had enough of Nazis, and now they want Friedrich Wilhelm III's.
Sure.
They want assassinations of Franz Ferdinand's over Pappy Adolf.
Big Pappy.
Big Pappy. Yeah, so British, I guess there's one Australian guy, right? I think the guy, the one that's sort of like the go-between, like the head, I don't know, they gave him a specific name, but like the head of the POWs for the British, I think was Australian. Yeah. He was like that gingery kind of chunky guy who wore the shorts.
Insisted on wearing shorts the whole time.
No, he's Australian.
He is Australian. They don't have pants.
He's used to the hot weather. Yeah. Nothing bothers him.
Nope. He's unstoppable.
Yeah, so it's a British POW camp in Korea? Or because there's Korean guards.
Yeah, it is in Korea.
So it's got to be in Korea, right?
It's in Korea.
Yeah. And
there was some it begins with some off-screen buggery.
Yeah. Which I guess is a big taboo topic at this point in cinema, is that like they're like, oh, nobody's ever talked about all the gay sex that happened in POW camps during World War II, which I guess was prominent.
There's probably a lot.
I mean, there's got to be some.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't, as a straight-ish man who's never put his P in a man's B, I would imagine that being in a POW camp isn't exactly the best option you'd want to have secret gay sex with another man. But can't imagine there's a ton of butt washing going on.
True. But this first one was rape. Like, this guy raped.
Well, yeah, but also, can you rape a gay man? Although I guess, yeah, he says he's not gay, so yeah.
He says he's not, but also later they do say that all Englishmen are gay.
That is one of my notes, is all Englishmen are queer.
Is it
and
true?
I was like, well, he's not wrong.
Is it true that all Englishmen are homosexuals?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah, what you've heard is correct.
Except it might have been Mr. Lawrence or someone else, but...
David Bowie?
It wasn't Bowie.
But he's Mr. Lawrence, right?
No, he's not.
God damn it. Then why is he on the front of the poster of the movie and the front of the Criterion?
Who's to say?
Oh, damn it.
But I did like the line, you woke me. I was just now riding on Marlene Dietrich's tummy.
Silly. Silly man.
I like that line a lot. That was fun. Yes, so there, as one of the guards raped a prisoner at the beginning.
Yes.
And
a Japanese guard raped a Dutch prisoner.
Yeah.
And
then he was in big trouble.
So weird to be in World War II. I mean, I know they were fighting for the Commonwealth or whatever, but it's so fucking weird.
But come on. What are you doing, Netherlands?
Yeah. Take a neutral stance. Go back to growing your men to 7'3".
And women. Yeah, same average height for both.
It's weird.
So he's in trouble, and do they eventually make him commit harakiri?
They offer him the chance to do it.
Oh, and he pusses out.
Well, he does like a bad job. He does the sword in the gut.
Yeah.
But before he can get his head chopped off, he is sad that he's doing it and cowards out.
Yeah.
And then Takeshi's like, I'm gonna do it. Put your head up. Don't be a bitch. I'm gonna do it. And then the general guy comes and is like, "What are you doing?" Well, he's like, "Oh, we're allowing him to commit suicide because then his family gets money, but really it's because he wanted to kill a gay man."
Yeah. And then then Bowie shows up as the hot new POW.
He surrenders.
Yes.
He's been trapped in the jungle by himself for weeks, I think he says.
Yeah.
And then he just like walks his way to a camp and says like,
He's like, hey,
take me now. For the love of God, take me now.
Maybe they'll feed me here.
I can't keep drinking my own pee.
Yeah, I can only fuck so many tigers. Said nobody ever.
Said nobody ever. Is that where the last living tiger in Korea went? It got AIDS from David Bowie?
Yes. It's a very sad story.
Very saddest story.
And like, but it's funny because like they want to keep Bowie's presence kind of hush hush because the implication of is if word gets out, everyone will want to fuck him.
Yeah,
he's the hottest POW ever.
I mean, he's not necessarily young in this movie, but he's very twinky.
Yeah.
And like he's got like blue eyes and he's blonde hair. Like he is, of all the British men there, he's number one.
Sure.
Of all the men there, he's like number 4.
Yeah, there's some hot Japs.
I
say that?
There's some hot Japs. And one really hot Korean guard.
Yeah.
Could have been in a K-pop group if it was different times.
And then they do the fake execution.
They do the fake execution.
They do a fake firing squad.
Yeah, they string him up.
Yeah.
And then they all stand there and they shoot and it's all fake and he kind of has like a little bit of a breakdown.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, what a bitchy move."
I think a lot of that happened.
Yeah,
though.
they
I
did.
think there was a lot of like
that's so mean.
Yeah.
It's so mean.
A lot of emotional torture that didn't actually do anything.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
That one of the guard. I don't know if it was. I don't think it. No, it wasn't Takeshi. It was the sort of head like guard who still thought he was a samurai.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said it's so cute that you remember Japanese military dates from 1936 because those are going to be supplanted by new dates in a couple of years, pal. 1936 is not going to seem so bad because I guess some shit happened in China in
Manchuria.
I guess the Manchuria stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh,
which to them was like a huge success, right? You literally
but I think there was like one bad thing that happened to Japan in 1936 that the guy was referencing, and he's like, oh, this was so terrible. I'm like, oh, I'd love to tell you it gets better, but it's going to take one more dip in the 40s, pal. I regret to inform you. And then one of the other guards tries to kill David Bowie because he was too hot.
Well, what are you gonna do? Let him stay around being hot?
You think we're joking about the plot? That's actually the plot.
I mean, it kind of is.
Bowie is driving the guards mad with his hotness.
Too sexy.
Yeah. My next, I think the same guard who tried to kill Bowie and failed, then killed himself. And I'm like, holy shit. Japanese people love killing themselves. I respect that.
Yeah. Well, it's a very old-timey way of not giving your family shame, but like, do you think your family would rather you kill yourself so they're not shamed, or I don't know,
or you're
return home
alive and a little bit of shame?
Yeah. like don't you think your children would like to have a father, or would you rather kill yourself so you don't have to raise your children? You know what? I've come around to this argument. I'd kill myself so I don't have to raise my own children.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to build up the courage to kill myself.
Yeah. I hope it's sooner rather than later.
Then I think Bowie and Mr. Lawrence are...
Wait, Bowie's not Mr. Lawrence?
It's crazy.
I'm so confused.
They're both in trouble, and they're both like on opposite sides of a fence in like a prisoner pen.
A tiger pen, I think he says, doesn't he?
Yeah, I guess it is a tiger.
It's a tiger pen.
And Bowie's like,
P.S. You can't cock tease us with the words tiger pen, and then you haven't caught a tiger.
Yeah,
throw Bowie in there with a tiger. Let's see what happens.
Great,
he's gonna get AIDS.
He's gonna give it AIDS. And he's like reminiscing about some girl he fucked back in the day. Sure.
Oh yeah.
Sure, David.
Sure, David. A woman.
I said,
and not Mick Jagger.
Drew. That's what I fucking wrote. Here is my line.
Great minds think alike, Scott.
Who's the girl you're thinking of, Jack? Oh, Mick Jagger. Amazing. Okay, then they
had so much gay sex with each other.
The most.
No two straight men have had more gay sex in their lives than David Bowie and Mick Jagger.
What about
You.
me? But also, what about Richard Pryor and Marlon Brando? Or do they just have one beautiful night together?
I think only Marlon Brando was gay.
Okay.
Because
Pryor just got roped in.
Pryor was doing it.
Sure.
So
he was the Joseph Gordon-Levitt in Mysterious Skin.
Correct. He's the alpha top who just sex is sex.
Sex is sex.
And I think Bowie and Jagger were flip-flopping, and that makes them both gay.
I love Bowie and Jagger both being verse.
I think so. If I looked at both of them,
it's hard to make a call.
I would be like,
both.
Both, yeah.
Yeah.
You're both bottoms and tops.
Ins and outs.
Yeah, I think they're mixing and juking and jiving.
Yeah, I agree. So then we get a long portion of the movie is a Bowie flashback.
Yeah, to being a weird little boy.
Well, I said, what age is 36-year-old David Bowie supposed to be playing in this flashback? 17?
Yeah.
And his little brother is like 10?
Yeah.
And the
and it's 1820 or something.
It is a baffling flashback. Yeah. So the actual David Bowie is playing his younger self,
Yes.
like still in high school.
Yeah,
even though he's 36 in real life.
While looking exactly the same.
They
did nothing to make him look
attempt
younger.
to age him down. Then his little brother is like even considerably younger than him for a little brother. Even if Bowie's character is they're like 17 and 10. And the 17-year-olds at school are doing like an initiation hazing on the 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
And the 10-year-old his 10-year-old brother is a hunchback, but also can hide it very easily.
Yep.
So many questions about this flashback.
And the hazing of the 10-year-old boys is very homoerotic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Strip them down, put them in a like a sandbox, or I don't even know what the hell it was, and then like torment them. I don't know. It was very, very homoerotic.
Yeah, and he was like terrified of them finding out he was a hunchback, which is like when I say hunchback, you think Quasimodo.
Yes.
Like he had, I don't know, mild scoliosis?
Like the mildest.
Like
barely noticeable.
If he's wearing his school blazer, you can't tell.
Can't tell.
So just that whole thing was baffling.
Yeah,
it's just giving us character backstory on Bowie and how he didn't like stop them hazing his brother, and he always felt guilty.
And also the other 17-year-olds that are hazing them look like they're 14 years old. Yeah, and he's 36.
Yeah, like he could have, even as gay as he is, he could have gone in there and kicked all of their asses at once.
Who's the toughest gay man?
Ooh,
toughest open gay man.
Oh.
Not secret, because there's a lot of tough secrets.
I was going to say me. Toughest open gay. Tim Dillon.
Oh, this guy pretends to be straight, but he's really gay.
Me.
He's a Latin pop star. I'm not a Latin pop star. He bangs. Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin.
I wrote that one. It's so good.
Me. Todd Glass.
Ooh. Maybe Todd
Glass or Tim Dillon. Like it's got to be.
Who's Tim Dillon?
The big fat comedian. He's friends with Cumtown guys. Very much like Todd Glass. Doesn't read.
I didn't know he was gay.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. Openly gay. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't read that way, but definitely takes dick. And good for him.
Okay, cool. Good for him.
I think the toughest gay guys are gay comedians who don't seem gay.
Who used to be straight.
Yeah, Todd Glass was like classic closet guy for years.
Yeah.
I think Tim Dillon's always been open, at least like since he started performing, but you wouldn't know it to see or hear him unless he's specifically talking about doing gay things.
I'm just gonna Google search toughest gay men. And it says what's your answer?
Duke Hudson.
No, I guess there's a openly gay strong man named Rob Kearney who's literally his nickname for himself is the world's strongest gay.
That's cool. I like that.
So I guess it's him.
But could he beat Todd Glass in a fight?
I don't know. He's kind of beefy. He's kind of a beefcake. What about Dwight Howard? Oh, you said out. We said out, not secret.
Magic Johnson, if we're staying on the basketball track.
No, Scott. He's so straight that he got AIDS from women. He's so straight.
Oh, so statistically, he had to have sex with 1.3 billion women in order to get it. 1.3 billion HIV positive women to get AIDS. But it happened.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, 100%.
And also, he never got sick.
He never got sick. He's not even sick now.
Didn't lose a pound.
He's healthier now than he was when he was playing in the NBA.
True. Controversial question.
Uh-oh.
I'm immediately regretting it, but we've come this far. Is his son like that? Because
is that God's punishment? Is that what you're asking me?
I don't know.
Are you asking me if God punished Magic Johnson?
I don't really know what my question is beyond is his son like that because there's no good way to end the sentence.
Yes.
Anyway, apologies.
100% yes.
Apologies to Irv Jr.
Irv Jr.
Who, I don't know, I think he goes by like Kiki now or something.
I don't know, sure.
Yeah.
Coco, Kiki, Odyssey Jones.
What else is going on? Oh, so then, so why does Mr. Lawrence sort of go on trial? Because that's where Beat says the line for the first of two times, and actually he doesn't say it properly till the end. I believe this one because he's the judge in like a tribunal, and he's super drunk because it's Christmas, and he lets him off or whatever, and he says "Merry Christmas, Lawrence," and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not quite the title.
A little bit more.
A little more.
Just say a little more.
Yeah.
Why does he?
Was it Bowie related? Has Bowie been buried yet?
No, that's like
That's
towards
right near
the end, right?
Yeah.
Because they put Mr. Lawrence, like they hang him up in the square.
Yeah. Or was it for sneaking in the radio or whatever?
Oh,
it might have been for the radio.
Oh, yeah. Because remember, they go in, they're all singing.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he's like mad they have the radio because they're not supposed to have the radio. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they put Mr. Lawrence, like, they hang him up.
Yeah.
And then Bowie goes and rescues him, but he gets caught.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's when they do all the weird torture shit to him.
Yeah. But then, at the official tribunal or whatever, Beats officiating and is super drunk. He's like, you're good, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And then, then we get to the samurai man.
Yonoi. Yonoi?
Yeah.
Yonoi.
I think Yonoi calls out every single prisoner, like, to come out of the camps onto the big field, including the ones who are like very badly injured and everyone and can't travel. Yeah. And people are like, hey, what about the ones that can't walk and are very sick? He's like, everyone. And then the sickest one comes out and immediately dies.
Well, it's because you brought them out.
And then
he died of exposure.
And Bowie's pissed. And he goes up to our samurai friend and gives him little kisses and makes him faint.
Because he just got kissed by the handsomest man.
On the spot turned him gay.
Yeah.
So he will undoubtedly need to kill himself.
Just like putting on a pride jersey makes you.
Yep. And then as punishment, he is buried up to the neck and left there until he fucking straight up dies.
Yep.
But not before our samurai friend comes back and cuts off a little lock of his hair like a total creep. So he can sniff it forever.
And put it in his pocket.
There is no one that David Bowie can't turn gay in this movie.
No, I agree.
It's crazy.
The only one that doesn't end up gay at the end is Mr. Lawrence.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Lawrence holds fast.
Yeah.
And good for him. So Bowie literally dies of exposure.
Yep.
And then we cut to just post-war.
Yeah.
Tables have turned. Beat is a prisoner now because the U.S. has taken over all the camps and whatnot. Any stuff I've missed that
his name is Hara, and no, you have not.
Yeah. And yes, and they sort of make up. Beat says the
They
line,
sort of make out.
Beat says the line properly.
Yep.
And it was I emotionally connected with not really any of this movie until the very end, and then like that end scene with them there, I'm like, oh, that was nice.
Yep. Here's all the things I have. Yonoi, the samurai, is Ryuichi Sakamoto, who in Japan is like a rock star.
Yeah.
Like a rock star like Bowie in Japan.
Okay.
What if I told you that not only
fucked for real?
Not only has he been nominated for, but has won an Academy Award.
Oh. For Zatoichi, the Blind Swordsman?
Best Music and Original Score for The Last Emperor.
Oh, cool.
He also only agreed to do this movie if he could do the score and soundtrack. He then did that. Then when the movie came out and he saw the movie, he was like, oh, I'm a terrible actor. I'm never acting again. Like, he hated his role in this movie.
I think I heard or saw that somewhere. However, score and soundtrack, great.
Very good.
Really good.
Very good. Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
I don't know that it necessarily fit a World War II movie.
I don't know if it did, but I liked
it was
the music.
because it was very 80s.
Yeah,
but it was very
80s.
It was very good. It was very synthy at times.
Yeah,
but it was very, very good. But yeah, he's straight up like a musician. He's not an actor.
Okay.
He hated his role. He did the original score as well for The Revenant.
Oh, interesting.
When he won,
that was also good music.
And he won a BAFTA for this movie for best score.
Okay.
And then he was also nominated for The Last Emperor and The Revenant for BAFTAs. But he won it. He's an Academy Award winner in 1988 for The Last Emperor.
That's pretty good. Does Bowie have any like music related Academy Awards or nominations?
That, sir, is an interesting question.
It is, right?
David Bowie has been nominated for 0 Academy Awards. He's been nominated for 1 BAFTA for Best Original Television Music. That's not even...
Get out of here.
He was nominated for an Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror for his role in The Man Who Fell to Earth, which is just his fucking Ziggy Stardust bullshit. He won a Daytime Emmy Award.
Okay.
He was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Original Song Motion Picture for Cat People.
I mean, good song, good movie.
Whoa! He did that. Okay, well, now I want to hear the song again, because I'm sure I've heard it, but I've probably forgotten about it, because Cat People's not really that good.
The song was Putting Out Fire, I assume?
It's the theme song, so whatever the theme song is for the movie.
Okay.
He did it with Giorgio Moroder.
Oh, sick.
That's
wild.
Wild.
He did
everything. I know, but a Bowie Moroder
that
thing
is cool.
Is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Then I want to read off my
every wrestling fan knows Giorgio Moroder, whether they know him or not, because he did the Midnight Express theme.
That is from the movie Midnight Express.
What?
That is one of the most terrifying things that have ever happened to me. Is having a nightmare about going to a Turkish prison where I fall in love with a Swedish man and then get sexually assaulted.
True.
That movie is the fucking cable guy, the Oh Billy. That's what that movie is. That's what it's actually
right.
So here's my Letterboxd review for this movie, because I like to give the work to you instead of having you go to Letterboxd and follow me and then read it yourself. I wrote, isn't this supposed to be somewhat well-known piece of queer cinema? What was so gay about it? That off-screen soldiers might have done some buggery?
I mean, clearly, you need to rewatch this movie because Bowie turns everyone gay.
I guess. So Bowie is a terrible actor, and I'm pretty sure he looked directly at the camera like 10 times.
Couple times, yeah.
Outside of the pretty good score done by actor and Academy Award-winning composer Ryuichi Sakamoto, is incredibly boring, slow-paced, and full of some of the fakest-looking, struggling to get free / fighting off my oppressors acting in movie history. There is one kind of like tussle sort of towards the end that like the punches are so telegraphed and the grappling to the ground is so like, I don't want to get hurt and I don't want to hurt you, so let's just hug and go down.
It's just a bunch of fey English and Japanese people.
It's a bunch of silly,
none of whom have
nannies.
been in a fight before, let alone seen a fight.
Yes. I guess if you're a fan of on-screen harakiri, then you'll like this one because there's 6 or 7 of them.
For sure.
Overhyped because of the source material and Bowie being attached. I gave it 2 stars, and it is a 3.9. That led me to think, what are other movies that I have a discrepancy in rating? I mean, there's going to be a lot that like are rated low and I rated way higher, but I want to know the other way around. I want to know like, what do people like and I've given a very low rating to. I think the only one that comes to mind right off the top, I got to see what it is, but is Fear and Loathing. I really do not like as a movie at all. I think it's really terrible and unwatchable.
I like it.
It's a 3.7, and I gave it half.
I'd give it a 3.7.
So that's the only one that I can really think of, like, right off the top of my head.
It's a 1 out of 10 for you, you said?
It is a 1 out of 10 for me.
You hate it.
I hate it.
Okay.
I think it's unwatchable.
Fair.
I like all of his other movies. I just don't like that one.
Johnny Depp?
Terry Gilliam.
You like every other Johnny Depp movie?
I like some Johnny Depp movies. I'm not going to say a lot, but I like some.
Alice in Wonderland 2?
It's got a name, Scott.
Through the Looking Glass?
That's nice. Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Fucking nailed it. Yes!
It's just called Alice Through the Looking Glass, so it's not Alice in the Wonderland.
I know!
Okay, fine, whatever.
Shut up.
Kill yourself. Lone Ranger. That's a good one.
That's a good one. Big money maker.
Crybaby. Also a good one. It's not. Anyways, we're not doing the Johnny Depp podcast here. We're doing the All Request Live Spectacular. So let's go from Merry Christmas,
from Merry
Mr.
Christmas,
Lawrence.
Mr. Lawrence, to Happy Birthday, Bunnykins.
I didn't even look it up.
Wishing people various things, be they Christmases or birthdays. So this comes to us from Tommy, 1996's animated short, Happy Birthday, Bunnykins. She says...
Did you say 1996?
1996.
I would have said this is 1981.
Yeah, I agree. England a bit behind the times.
Yeah.
I think it's English and not Australian. But I'm not positive.
Keep going. I'll look it up.
So she says, used to watch this so much when I was like 3 or 4, maybe 5, and also maybe the age I am now, haha. But found the VHS a few days ago and watched it again. So that's why this is in the mix here. I believe, here's a fun fact you don't need to look up. I believe this is the first cartoon based on plates. When I saw it in the credits, I'm like, wait, what? The property of Bunnykins is based on Bunnykins China by Roald Dalton. Yeah. So I can't imagine there have been a lot of...
it's British, by the way.
We need to adapt this flatware.
I guess you make flatware with kind of adorable characters, and then you make it into a property.
Yeah, I think normally it goes the other way. I think normally you put existing properties on plates and stuff, but this went the other way, and I respect that.
Not always, but usually.
We get a Hopping Mad reference very early in the mix, and I approve of that. So the basic deal is it's Bunnykins' birthday coming up.
William
Bunnykins' birthday, and he's super psyched about it. And his dad is like a band leader or in a band.
In a band. Like a marching band type band, not a rock and or roll band.
Rock and or roll. And there was some instrument playing in the house at the beginning, and some comical thing where like Jam got in the horn of the trumpet, and I said, well, I assume that's Jam coming out of the trumpet, but it looked like menstrual blood, which I assume was not the implication, but who's to say?
Who's to say?
So he's inviting people to his birthday, and I really liked that they went against type on this, because he goes to invite like the rich not well liked bunny, You sort of assume he's going to be like a prissy rich kid, like a prissy nerdy rich kid, and that's why people don't like him. But turns out he's actually like a cool bully. He's like, no one wants to come to your sissy birthday party, Bunnykins. I'm like, yes. There's nothing not to like about this apparent antagonist.
Yep.
Rich, cool, mean to nerds. Like,
yeah.
What? Checking every box.
Speaks to me.
Yeah, loved him. But then the conflict of the cartoon is that it is
his hometown's
500th birthday. Hey, we'll have some of those in Canada in 350 plus more years.
Yeah,
we're getting there. We're a young country, folks. I mean, West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast. Yeah.
Yeah. When was Vancouver founded? Like 1978.
2004.
Yeah. And yeah, so I wrote, oh, sick, we can commit regicide on our town's 500th birthday because the Queen is coming to town.
Queen Sophie is coming to town for the to celebrate the 500th birthday, which is fucking up Bunnykins' plans because there's a big parade and everyone's going to that. Well,
and,
are you gonna go to the nerd bunny's birthday, or are you gonna go to the parade?
Now, I
secret third option: you wait till everybody goes to the parade and you rob their houses.
I wrote it down. I don't remember if it paid off because he's mentioning friends he invited, and he mentioned a friend named Stinky. And I said, I hope we better meet this friend named Stinky. I don't know if we actually.
I think we did. I think at one point we saw Stinky.
Does he stink? Is he a bunny? Is he a skunk?
He's a bunny. I think everybody's bunny.
I guess they're all bunnies.
There's no. Yeah, this isn't like a Zootopia situation where everybody's intermingling.
True. It's Zootopia as God intended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeping all of them separate.
God's favorite Zootopia. And what do we have? There's an implication as it goes on that Bunnykins is like a lower class last name. I think from the rich. I think from the rich
bunny
kid.
In it.
I was gonna say I don't know why it is, but I like that it is. I'm like, that's a poor last name.
Like Rabbit is the rich person name, and then Bunny is the
yeah. And yeah.
Only brown bunnies have Bunnykins as their last name.
And then like, and as it goes on, like Bunnykins is like pissed and jealous and put off and everything, and like it seemed at a point. And I know this is just a fun little cartoon short for young children, but it really seemed like at a point he might kill the queen or at least the rich kid.
Or like do some domestic terrorism.
Yeah, like blow up the parade. Yeah, or JFK the queen. Or something. And by that, I mean dress up as Marilyn Monroe and give him a case of syphilis so bad that it blows out the back of his head. I feel like I brought up a fair point here. How about move your birthday party to tomorrow, dumb fuck?
Yeah, how about don't be such a baby about it and
it's
just have it a different day?
Well, yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, then the parade happens and it all ends up fine. He nor anyone else ever and he meets the queen through happenstance during the parade, and he nor anyone else ever told the queen it was his birthday. Nope. But she knew.
She knows everything. She's queen.
I was gonna say, is the queen magic?
Well, I don't want to say yes for sure, but yes. I don't know. Maybe she's a good leader who knows all of her town folks' birthdays, every single one of them.
I mean, that's a good queen.
Maybe she got a flyer for his birthday.
That's a good. Maybe she did. That's a good monarch. And then there's like a weird, like, very romantic scene with him and the queen. Like after she tells him happy, I'm like, is he gonna fuck the queen? Is this boy?
Well, I mean, he's
gonna fuck the queen.
By bunny standards, he's in his sexual maturity.
True.
Like they can fuck at like 6 months.
They can fuck young. You started it. I'm not the monster here. Get out of here. Are you good?
I don't like how fast you said that, and how like confidently you said that.
Oh yeah.
But they start early. They start early. I mean, their lifespan's not very long.
Yeah, you get in while the getting's good.
I don't like how all cartoon animals in like the history of cinema, don't fuck.
Yeah,
like that's all animals do, especially bunnies.
Yes,
is just make more.
Yeah,
pigs, hogs, thick hogs. There's gonna be some thick hogs mentioned later.
Yep. Crank them out.
Just like non-stop.
Yeah.
Like once you introduce bunnies, wild boars, or toads into your community, you can never get rid of them.
Sex fest.
Never get rid of them.
No.
They breed so fast that even if you wanted to kill them off,
even if you put them all on trains and rounded up 6 million of them, you
like
could not kill them fast.
That seems like a lot.
It does seem like a lot.
You couldn't even kill them many dogs if you wanted to.
No. But you're not gonna do it. You're never gonna outpace.
Here's my cry. My cry for everyone listening: round up all the toads in your town.
Yeah.
Put them on a train and let's get them out of here.
Yeah. But you'll never stop.
Next day, just as many toads in your town.
Yeah. It's like your whole Holocaust was for nothing.
I don't know if you should have said that, but all right.
At the end of the day, what did you even accomplish? They're still around.
There's still too many.
What am I doing?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna go to jail. So then he gets his dad gives him the drum he wanted for his birthday that the rich kid bought, but the dad's a music guy and he gave him his old drum, and everyone's happy, and Bunnykins stops being a bitch by the end of it, and I don't know, I guess maybe he has his birthday party tomorrow like I suggested in the first place.
Yep. Coward.
Happy birthday, Bunnykins, 1996.
Yeah, or 1981, whatever.
Yeah.
I guess it is a VHS rip of it.
Yeah.
But it still also doesn't look like 1996.
Now, speaking of fucking young, Leon.
Are you saying
the professional?
Fucking young or being young?
Having sexual intercourse
at an early age. I'm here for it.
Leon the Professional, 1994, brought to us by Zachary K. This is my favorite movie, and so favorite, as you say in English.
It's so favorite.
I'm going to.
That's so favorite.
I'm going to piss about it for a minute while you start it off.
Oh, you're literally going to go piss about it.
Yeah, I'm going to piss.
And by piss about it, I mean you're going to go touch yourself in the bath.
It will involve my penis. Let's call it piss.
Okay. So, Leon the Professional is directed by a director I love, and I think Scott also loves, even though he's had some hits and misses lately, Luc Besson. So, this is as I adjust myself and make noises. So, Leon the Professional. He... See, I don't like having to type things up when other people aren't in the room, because then there's silence. So, Luc Besson. He has a thing he likes, and he likes younger women doing things, because all of his movies are about like young female assassins or younger women fighting against like a group of bad guys. He's done, I don't know, La Femme Nikita and Anna and another movie all involving young female assassins, because he knows what sells, and that's underage girls.
Thank heaven for little girls.
Although I don't think that any of that, like La Femme Nikita and Anna and those things, aren't underage, but they're barely legal. And
I would
that's
describe
what
most of his movies as barely legal, except this one, which is not legal.
Not legal. So
I love the gall of Natalie Portman telling people she's 18 in this movie. Well, she's 12. I think she's actually canonically 12.
I think canonically she's 12. She was born on June 9th, 1981 in Jerusalem.
You see, what did we even do?
$1 billion if you could tell me what her real last name is.
Ooh, Port Manischewitz.
That's pretty good.
I thought so.
I wish that was it. Hirschlog.
Nice.
I
can't believe she didn't keep that.
Both of her parents are Ashkenazi.
The Hirschlogs?
The Hirschlogs.
Nice.
Are Ashkenazi. And she moved from her family, with her family from Israel to Washington, D.C. when she was very young.
Yeah.
So 1981, and this movie is 1994.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely 18.
So probably around 12 when it was filmed.
Definitely 18.
Definitely 18. But her character isn't supposed to be 18.
No, her character is supposed to be 12.
She's a liar and tells anyone who asks.
Correct.
She's 18.
Correct.
But she's a little girl. Would you like to ask the question on air that you asked me?
Well, it's in my notes, so let's wait till we get to it.
Fair enough.
One interesting piece of trivia that I have for this is that according to Jean Reno, he decided to play Leon as if he were a little mentally slow. So even though...
I think that's how Jean Reno plays every role.
Though he's a professional assassin that is unstoppable, he's also a little retarded.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's a nice mix.
I like it. I like the idea.
It's a yin and a yang.
Well, because you see so many just, like...
super cool
stone cold killers, or just like smooth, like 10 steps ahead, and I feel like in the movie he's just constantly having to, other than the opening scene, which we'll get to, like constantly just like adjusting to the situation. So like he's quick on his feet, but he's not
thwarting
like
the sexual advances of a small child.
Yeah, this movie really, really wants you to think that this 12-year-old girl and this 39-year-old man are gonna bang.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
My first note is that we get to see the fattest pig. Not the fattest pig of the episode, but a very fat pig. He's like a drug kingpin, sort of.
Yeah.
And he's takes his shirt off, and you get to see his big old fat tits.
Yep.
And he's having sex with Ahua. And then this scene is incredible. This opening action sequence and like introduction to Leon the character is so fucking rad.
There are things in this movie that made me say, there's no way Luc Besson directed this. Because my first note is, back when Luc Besson didn't make exclusively terrible sci-fi movies.
Yes, well, I mean, he's made a lot of the same, like I said, female assassin movies.
He did a Nikita and then an Anna. He did a Fifth Element and then a Valerian.
I think he's done a third. He did Lucy as well.
Of course he did.
I think did he maybe do something else that's like along those lines? Like, let me look.
He did
Anna. He did Lucy. He did The Family, which was the Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer moving to France because they are former mafia and they want to retire.
Right.
But then they can never get out. And I think the daughter does a lot of like badassery in that movie.
Tight.
Then he did The Messenger, Story of Joan of Arc. Sorry about all the rape. Nikita. Yeah, okay, maybe that's it. But then also, he directed a series of animated kids movies called Arthur and the Invisibles, which is very silly.
I think there was a movie of that.
Yeah, he directed them.
Okay.
The animated movies of them.
Okay. Yeah. I thought you said shorts. I'm like, I think there's also a feature length.
Series of Arthur and the Invisible movies.
Okay.
So he does violent gang movie, like violent gangstery type movies, assassin type movies,
sci-fi bullshit,
and kids animated movies. Those are his three things.
Nice.
I think for the most part, I mean, Valerian's a fucking mess.
Yeah.
But
Valerian is what if the Fifth Element had sex with Jupiter Ascending and they had a worse baby.
What if The Fifth Element was written by a woman and directed by a woman and starred two of the worst actors in Hollywood, and they took all of the CGI that they put back into, or that they added onto the original Star Wars franchise. That's what Valerian is.
Special edition
Special edition CGI. Where you got, like, Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, they just stick him in places because it's fun.
He's there.
Yeah.
He's, like, walking around like
he was
normal.
he was actually there the whole time.
P.S. I'm sad that you didn't like my Pizza the Hut reference, but whatever.
It's fun.
Because Star Wars is just unfunny Spaceballs.
Unfunny Spaceballs.
Yeah, I think I like most of his work.
Also, Spaceballs is sometimes unfunny Spaceballs.
A little bit.
I don't think it's peak Brooks.
It's not peak Brooks at all. It's very much like cash grab Brooks.
Yeah.
I think. So, anyways, the opening scene. So now this crime boss guy is in, like, his apartment with all of his, like, cronies around, and he's there to fuck a hua. Mm-hmm. And Leon shows up, and it's just a series of, like, really, really cool Leon taking out, like, one or two guys at a time. But there's, like...
Yeah.
There's the one guy who's outside the apartment in the stairwell, and he hears a noise, a whistling, so he leans his head, like, over the side of the balcony,
yeah.
And Leon throws, like, I think he throws a shirt or a towel or a bed sheet up around the guy's head, and then just yanks him, and the guy falls all the way down the stairwell, which is awesome.
Yep.
Maybe it's not the towel, because that's later when he hangs the guy.
Yes.
I think he just grabs the guy by the neck or shirt and drags and throws him down. Then, like, the other guys hear the noise, and then somebody comes out. They have video surveillance footage, like, of the whole apartment. So some of it is him in the act, but some of it is just, like, the video footage. So there's a guy in the hallway that Leon drops, like from the paneling of, like, the air ducts or whatever, and then he drops down, like, a sheet around the guy's head, twists it, and yanks him up and hangs him by a sheet on the video camera.
Pretty sick.
Then when they sort of realize something's going on, and he gets outside the apartment onto, like, the balcony, and then the two guys go out to check on it, then the security, there's, like, a metal, I don't know, like a metal blinds that drop down that are supposed to, like, I guess, protect you from the outside, like gunfire or whatever. And he ends up he ends up outside with them, and there's, like, a gunfight. He kills both of them. Then the big fat boss sees that, walks into the room, and Jean Reno is, like, peeking through one of the gun holes.
Yep.
Then he just pulls out, like, a fucking Uzi and just, like, uncontrolled, just, like, splatters everywhere. And he's putting all these holes through the security blinds and whatever. And then just that whole thing looks really cool, like all the light appearing as he's blasting holes. And then he thinks he's got him, and he's standing in front of like a, I guess, like, sort of maybe a doorway or like a second hallway.
Yeah.
And it's completely dark, and just very slowly you see Leon's face appear, and then a knife appear, and the knife goes around the guy's neck because he's trying to call the police.
Yeah.
And then he tells him he'll call them back. He hangs up the phone. Then Renault threatens him. He tells him, like, there's drugs over there. Just take it. It's all yours.
Yeah.
And he says, like, you're gonna get the fuck out of town, like, because another crime boss wants him to leave. And the end of that scene is so fucking cool, because Leon very slowly, all of his upper body, his face, everything disappears into the dark.
Yeah.
And then very, very slowly, the knife, like, slides off his neck and just disappears into the darkness, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
Like,
there's so many good shots.
The visual of it is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, say what you will about Besson's, like, movie making, but he's good at shots. He's good at visual stuff, unless it's Valerian. But everything else has, like, cool shots. Because even, like, Lucy and Anna, like, they all have those cool, like, visual kind of, like, stunt work, but with lighting and, like, he's very, very good at that. He's just not good at making bad Star Wars with horrible actors and bad CGI. So he's like a loner who lives alone in his apartment. He always buys, like, he's obsessed with drinking milk, which is very silly.
I wrote a milk guy. I like it.
But you're not a milk guy.
I'm very much a milk guy.
No, you're not a milk guy.
What are you talking about?
You hate milk.
I love milk.
Cats are lactose intolerant. You're not allowed to have milk, Scott.
But I like it.
But at first, I thought, in my head, I thought, oh, he's buying the milk because he has a cat.
No.
I don't know why I thought he had a cat. But then I'm like, oh, I think I made the plant a cat. Even though I also knew about the plant, I thought it was both.
The plant is a cat now.
Yeah. But... So, yeah, he's a loner. He lives in this apartment. He always buys 2 1-liter cartons of milk. So when he's going back to his apartment, maybe the hottest child ever.
I sure would like to fuck that Natalie Port.
No.
Yeah. She's the hottest child.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to take the consequences of whatever comes back to haunt me in my later years when I try to run for political office. But she
may never be alderman after
She
this.
is so attractive. Because you know what she looks like as an adult.
Yeah.
So you're like, wow, like you have not aged.
This works great.
From 1994 to 2023, you've barely aged.
Yeah.
Like, sure, she looks a little older.
She looks amazing.
Like, you see her now and you're like, you're the same thing.
Yeah.
You could be 12-year-old you in Leon right now.
Yeah, you could play Princess Amidala right now.
Is that what it is? Amidala?
Isn't it?
I don't know. It's Star Wars.
You love Star
I don't give a
Wars.
fuck about Star Wars.
You love Star Wars as much as I love milk.
So I love Star Wars.
Yes.
And then it makes me shit.
Doesn't make me shit.
Cats are lactose intolerant, Scott.
We can
You're
have
not supposed to drink
bit
milk.
as a treat. And by a bit, I mean probably
A little sip.
about 4 liters a week. I do about a gallon a week. I'm not joking.
I know.
Yeah.
Who's the milk? Is that in the wolf pack?
Oh.
Where one of them just like drinks so much
pounds
milk.
Might be the wolf
I think it's the
pack.
wolf pack.
Yeah.
Anyways. Wolf. He can drink them. Although he's not a real wolf.
True.
So she lives in the apartment. She lives like in the apartment next to him.
Yeah.
And they have a weird conversation where she's kind of creepy. Like,
Yeah.
she's smoking.
Off
she
the
like
bat.
she just like starts telling him everything. Like, he's a stranger, and she's just like,
Yeah.
nah. So like, my dad's a scumbag, and like, I'm kind of a slut, even though I'm not. Like, it's a weird conversation to have.
It is weird. I got a couple things about both title and runtime, so I'll bang those out.
Sure.
So the title in the credits on mine was just Leon.
Yeah.
But most posters I see are Leon the Professional.
The Blu-ray I have is Leon the Professional. Brag.
And I've also seen it as just the Professional, no Leon.
Yeah.
How come we couldn't land on something?
I have no idea. I think it's just different distribution things, and
guess.
whoever gets a hold of it is like, no, Leon is too hard for Americans to pronounce.
Maybe.
It's just the Professional.
Yeah. I assume the Professional was the dumb American version.
Yeah. He's also in another movie called Wasabi.
Sick.
That
Is it about Japanese horseradish?
Honestly, I love wasabi. If I get sushi with some wasabi, I'm all about it.
I don't really.
No,
I don't like.
care. Don't care.
I don't like white horseradish. I don't like green horseradish.
I don't know that I've had white horseradish.
It's a weird taste.
Well, I know what it is. I just don't think I've ever had it. But anyways, he's in another movie called Wasabi, which I think is 2001. That when I was younger, I just assumed they were the same thing, and they had just rebranded it for some reason.
Okay.
But this one is in Japan for a funeral for his long-lost love. A tough French detective learns that he also has a teenage daughter, and that her life is in danger from the Yakuza.
Ooh.
And so, I mean, I guess it's kind of the same
He
thing.
almost has sex with her, too.
Well, it's not acceptable if you ask noted podcast incest correspondent Jeremy Irons.
It's true.
But
it was his son, sure.
His son, absolutely, because he can't make babies.
Yeah.
It was written by Luc Besson. So that's probably why I thought it was just like
why that got in there.
a weird rebranding or something, that they were like, well, nobody can pronounce this. Let's just call it wasabi. I don't know.
People have heard that. They get sushi.
Yeah.
Let's call it that. I'm surprised they had the restraint not to just call it sushi.
Yeah, that's true. Calling it the accent piece to sushi and not just sushi.
Yeah,
or sushimi.
Backup was soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
And then runtime. So IMDb lists this as an hour 50.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Zachary K, you're pushing it, but you're within your means. Great.
You did not break the rules.
So I watched this on a legal non-burned DVD.
What?
That I didn't rent and copy from zip.ca years and years ago, Canadian Netflix. So my version is some weird 2 hour and 12-minute director's cut. So I'm not saying you should pay double, Zach, but I'm not saying it either. So just let that marinate with you for a bit.
Do you want me to live on pod check how long my Blu-ray version of it is?
I do. But I'm not going to say anything while you look for it. But it won't take you long to find it because
I have autism.
Because autism wins, and you alphabetized your DVDs.
They always say love always wins.
It's autism.
Autism always wins.
Yeah. Autism versus love, autism wins. I guarantee you. Have you seen Love on the Spectrum? Yep. Autism wins. Not love.
My Blu-ray copy of Leon the Professional.
Are there multiple versions? Or did I just find the one magic 2 hour, 12-minute one, and everyone else saw an hour 50?
This one has both.
There you go.
It has the theatrical version of 109 minutes.
Yep.
And it has the extended version of 133 minutes.
That's the one. Yep.
I think I watched the 133 minutes.
I definitely did because I didn't have the option.
Oh, my balls.
So...
Ow, my testicle. You know what, though? Even though he got away with murder by recommending him or paying for a movie that's less than 2 hours and 9 minutes, I was fine with watching the extended version because this movie,
it's good.
Rules.
Yeah.
So where are we at? You did both your things. That was it.
I'm covered.
You've given your takes, your hot takes.
Yeah.
So now we get to kind of see what her family is like. So her dad is a big fat schlub.
Turns out criminals.
A big fat schlub who's a drug runner for a big bad, who we will meet in a second. She has a stepmom who's, I guess, a stripper or a hooker.
Yeah, she's
something.
She's a sex worker.
And an older...
Guys, sex work is real work.
You know what? You can joke. I agree.
If you're a whore.
No, I agree with it. I think sex work is work.
I mean,
I don't understand why sex work is illegal.
Yeah, no, I don't think it should be illegal. I just don't think the implication when I hear sex work is real work is that we can't call them whores, and I don't like that.
I think you're just jealous that they
found the easiest profession in the world,
and they found a loophole in the system.
No, I agree. That's a lot of it, actually.
I would
100%
do sex work.
Yeah.
If as a man, sex work wasn't gay sex.
Yeah, because that's
or in the experience of noted friend of us, not friend of the podcast. I'm gonna go non-government name. Daniel Adonis has told us that it's a lot of gross old ladies.
Yeah, there's not a lot of women under 70 paying for sex
because they don't have to.
Because they don't have to.
But like, if
just stand in the town square and say, "I would like sex now, please," you'll have some takers.
Yeah,
not the case for men.
No, unless you don't want to be picky.
I'm also a little surprised that there's any gay men that have to pay for sex because that really shouldn't come up that often.
Well, no, because I think what it is for gay men is that you're paying a straight man who's not gay
who's
to
been
have
forced
gay
into sex work.
You. Yeah, because like,
I get that.
You can be. I'm going to use you as an example. You, Scott, are a non-penetrative bottom.
Correct.
But
no one's getting in there.
But that doesn't mean
I fall in
somebody
hard
can't
times.
pay you like $1,000 to be a top.
Certainly.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's the idea behind it.
And I'd bought them for $50.
You'd pay them $50.
Yeah.
I'll pay. What's your price? Well, it's $1,000 if you want me to fuck you, and if you want to fuck me, I will give you $50. What? Yeah, that's the way it works.
Those are my rates. Non-negotiable.
1,000 this way or 50 that way. That's a good system you got going on. So then she's got an older stepsister.
The only person to go in debt doing sex work.
Why are you so broke? I thought you do sex work. Yeah, but I'm paying them for it.
I've been doing it wrong.
I didn't understand the concept, and now I'm in the hole. So she has an older stepsister who's like a bitch, a total bitch.
You know, don't get attached to any of these characters.
I mean, yeah, true. And then she has a younger brother who is her like full blood brother.
Yeah,
and the dad is kind of a jerk. Then we get to meet, I don't know, maybe the best worst actor in the history of cinema, because he's so good at just chewing up every bit of scenery he can.
he was chewing in
He
this
was
movie.
insane in this movie. If you had told me that Gary Oldman had been doing nothing but cocaine for 4 weeks before doing this movie, I would say only 4 weeks and only cocaine. Because he was batshit insane this whole movie.
We're in full Oldman bad guy phase right now. That's what he's rocking in the 90s.
Which he's really good at.
I
mean, he's legitimately, he's good at everything.
Yeah.
Like, even when he's playing a little person, he's still the best part of the movie.
Sure.
But, like, he's so good at every role he's given. I mean, whether or not the movie's entertaining is different, but like he is so good at everything he does.
Yeah,
he's one of those guys who's like probably one of the most underappreciated actors that like has been doing movies for, I don't know, when did he start? Like the early 80s maybe.
Yeah.
So like he's been doing it for 40 years.
Yeah.
And like nobody ever says who's the best actor in the world. It's like, well, Gary Oldman should definitely be in the conversation.
Yeah. But maybe not because of this movie. Now, he does what he does good in this movie, but a lot of it is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. He shows up.
He'll have a very calm few sentences and then scream the last one.
Yeah, just yelling at the top of his lungs. Like an insane person.
Yeah.
And just like snapping at a second, like going from normal, regular human being to just full-blown maniac.
Yeah.
In seconds. So he shows up. He's the drug dealer guy that the dad has been holding the drugs for. And they've come to get him because the last time that they came and they checked on their merch, it was 100% pure uncut cocaine. Mm-hmm. And now that they're back and they've tested it again, which why are they testing it again?
I guess
for this exact reason.
I guess they were right to test it.
It was only 90% pure. And the dad is arguing that like...
It was like that when I found it.
Oh, he's like, listen, like, it's been sitting here for a while. And when it sits here for a while, it's gonna get worse. And then they're like, cocaine has
a half-life.
Yeah, like, no, that's not how it works.
It decays.
You'd
over
better
time.
find the other 10%, which is silly. If it's 90% now, that means it's been cut with something.
Yes.
So you can't exactly uncut it from something.
No, it's all cut.
Yeah, so that means he has to get brand new uncut cocaine to make up for the lost 10%.
Yeah.
But that's not the argument that's being made.
No.
Is that he has to find the other 10% and fix the 90%.
Yeah, you know how if you take cocaine and then
yes, I do.
you remove 10% of it and replace it with baking powder.
Yes.
But then if you put that 10% back,
yeah, I'm listening.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's back to 100%.
Yes.
The baking soda is negated.
Yeah.
By the new 10%
exactly.
cocaine.
Yeah. But this is that's all Gary Oldman wants, which is honestly reasonable.
He's not asking too much. He's not asking too much.
He's not asking to replace the whole thing, which he probably should if he wants uncut cocaine.
Yes. So now we know we've seen them, and then one note that I made is faking being your own parent hits close to home, because she gets into a big fight with her parents, and like everybody in the household's an asshole except for her and her little brother. And the nun, is she a nun, or just maybe she is?
Yeah,
or like the head of a private school, whatever. She calls to talk to the mom, and Natalie Portman pretends to be her mom or her stepmom, and she pretty much says, like, you know, I know you've paid in advance for this, you paid for the school, and everything's great, but she hasn't been showing up for weeks, and if she doesn't start showing up, then we're going to have to kick her out, and you won't get your money back.
Yeah.
And she replies by crying into the phone, saying, she's dead, and hangs up the phone. But when I was in grade 10... and they make you take French in Canada until you're at least in high school, and then you can choose. Every school is different. I think maybe we've discussed on the podcast before. But
you have to take a language
if you want
11.
Well, it's different now than it was when we were in school 2 years ago, because we're both not almost 40.
We're still hot teens.
That if you wanted to go directly to university, you had to at least have a grade 11 level second language.
Yeah.
So everybody starts learning French in grade 5, I think. Is it 5?
I did it since 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't start learning it till it was maybe 4, but it was probably 5. So grade 5 is when in public school, none of this private school, that you learn French. Then when you get to high school, which for our American listeners is for us is grade 9,
and for me was grade 8.
Well, I was right. Scott was grade 8. Yeah. So I mean, I guess it's different everywhere. That then you can usually choose to start a new language because there's more options. So like at my high school, you did French until grade 9. You got there, and then you were given the option of continue doing French, Spanish, German, or Japanese. Those were the options.
Yeah.
Did you have different options?
We had those.
Did you have Mandarin?
Plus Mandarin, which was exclusively taken by Chinese guys who already spoke Mandarin.
That's very funny.
Very funny.
That's very funny.
Yeah, just like
imagine not getting 100%.
They all got 100%. Every single one.
Was the teacher also Chinese?
No.
Oh,
what do you think about that?
That's weird.
Yeah, white lady. Yeah.
She could have been an extra in a Jackie Chan movie.
Could have been. And Latin.
Ooh.
And
fancy boys over here.
Anything else?
But did you have those other ones? You had Spanish, German, Japanese?
Spanish, German, Japanese for sure. I think those plus Mandarin and Latin. I did French all the way through and Latin also in 8 and 9. And
then realized it was worthless bullshit.
No, it's good for English etymology.
Is it good for being an archaeologist too?
It's good for being an archaeologist,
which you are.
Yeah.
Noted archaeologist Scott Henson.
Yeah. And I believe I got 100% in it in grades 8 and 9, and then didn't take it in grade 10. And the teacher was devastated and very mad at me.
The one white guy in my class dropped out.
No, we had other white guys in Latin.
Oh, all 3 of the white guys that went to your school were all in Latin.
And who else is? I hurt 3 teachers in high school by not taking certain classes. I heard the Latin teacher. Sorry, Mrs. Maury. Which is funny because her name in Latin means death.
Is she dead?
No, not last I checked anyway. And then apologies to Mr. Newell, who is dead, for dropping AP calculus for the easier math class and getting 100% in that. And
I like your style.
Apologies to Misters Rennick and Crompton for not doing band in grade 12, because my move in grade 12 was to not do anything.
Oh, I was gonna say not do anything nerdy so you don't get beat up anymore by all the Chinese kids.
Yeah, all those big tough 5'1" Chinese kids really giving me the business.
But there's physically. Like 300 of them, and there's one of you.
I can take them.
Okay.
It's like how many 2-year-olds could you beat up? Like it's infinite.
Infinite. Yeah. I would never not stop.
Yeah, keep sending
just wave after wave, and I'm killing all those 2-year-olds.
But they were mad I didn't take band because and look,
like big band, like you were Brian Setzer Orchestra band.
I was doing a Stray Cat strut.
Nice.
Yeah.
Upright bass.
I was a trumpeter. And I just didn't want to do. Grade 12, I wanted to get accepted to university really early, and then just kind of ride out the last 80% of grade 12.
Get accepted in university, stop doing high school, just constantly backyard wrestling. Those were the things that were high on your priority.
And then the same thing as measured early going into university, especially like the end of university. I remember I had taken I think like an ethics class elective, and I think I just because I wanted to have abortion debates with people. And the last the end of year essay, I I hate writing essays. Oh, not a lot of people love it.
Handwriting essays?
No, it was computer. But like,
I'm fine with that. I don't want to handwrite.
I hate thinking of things to write. So, and it might have even been on abortion, but I was like, it's like, I don't know, it was probably like 15 or 20 pages that I had to do. I'm like, I don't want to do it. So then like, I told him I was really sick or something, and he gave me an extension like past when marks were due, and he's like, I'll give you a passing grade and then turn in the paper, and then based on the paper I'll up your grade to whatever the paper gets you. And then I just never turned in the paper and took the bare minimum passing grade.
Like the way you think.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
I was just, I don't know, I seem to check out at the end of things like high school, university, just like, hey, I'm basically done. I don't want to do any more things.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So the end of the story was that I didn't want to take a second language because I didn't plan on going right to university because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So French was very
smash poon.
Very boring.
The answer.
Yeah, kind of. French was very boring to me, and of course you're learning Quebec French. But
which is garbage.
My instructor was from Tunisia, so he's teaching us French,
yeah,
but also sort of trying to teach us Quebec French, and I was just completely uninterested in it. And so I would go to class.
Was he a Muslim?
He was. His name was Mr. Salam. And
Salam alaikum,
Mr. Salam Bombay. And I would sit in the back corner with my book like open with toque, headphones, hood, and just hide behind the book.
Yep.
And I would sleep every class until he eventually caught me and kicked me out of class.
kicked me out of school. Expelled you.
Expelled me.
I was expelled by the French teacher.
I was getting 13%.
Tight.
And that was purely based on showing up to
attendance.
Class. And he called my house. But here's the thing about teachers. They call at 3:00 in the afternoon because as if parents are home from work at 3:00 in the afternoon. So I left school, came home.
Yeah.
He called. I pretended to be my dad.
Yeah.
He told me everything.
Said something racist to make it sound legit.
Oh, that went so good. Fuck.
Hindsight.
I need a time machine.
If you could go back anywhere in time.
You know, that's actually funny because that's going to come up in the second half of this episode.
We're doing all one part.
We are at 2 hours and 30 minutes right now.
Yeah, we can.
So, anyways, I want to cut this short so we're not rambling on forever.
Yeah.
So, I pretended to be my dad. He told me everything. Then I didn't go to class again. Then my vice principal called me into his office and sat me down with the teacher and said, you can't molest willing participants. And they said, well, didn't your dad talk to you? And I was like, yeah. He told me I didn't have to go if I didn't want to. And they were like, well, no, that's not how it works. I'm like, well, that's what he told me. And then I just never went again. I finished the year with 12% in French. And then I just didn't take it in 11 and 12. And I don't think I actually learned anything. There are words I can see that I understand, but I never learned any of the verbal stuff, like, conjugation of verbs and stuff. Nothing. I learned none of it because I just was not interested, and it's just kind of forced upon you. So when she did it in the movie, I was like, I know what you're doing. I like this. I'm on board.
Yeah, considering I took it grades 1 to 11, I don't know as much as I should.
Yeah,
but
when are you using it?
Not often.
Yeah, like even if you went to Montreal, you wouldn't have to use it.
Yeah,
it's only if you went to rural Quebec.
Yeah, and they'd yell at me if I didn't speak French.
Yeah, that's true.
They're very mean.
Only outside of Montreal, I think.
Yeah.
Montreal's pretty chill.
I think Montreal's chill, but literally any place that is not downtown Montreal.
Anywhere that Xavier Dolan has filmed a movie, that's where you don't want to go.
You better speak French.
That's where you don't want to go.
Yeah.
That's where they'll kill you. They'll straight up murder you for speaking English and not French. So...
and that's been Leon the Professional.
That's Leon the Professional. And we're done at 2 hours and 32 minutes and 34 seconds. So, now... a ragtag group of hoodlums with Gary Oldman show back up at the apartment.
Yeah.
A ragtag group including a balding creep, a jacked black guy, a sort of hunky bro, and a white dreads having Rasta motherfucker.
I think you need one of those in like every 90s movie.
I think so. If only
Hackers, this, a third example.
Yeah. Very silly.
Yeah.
So they show up at the home to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
So they, at this point, her and Leon have become friendly, and she hates her family. She wants out, so she asks him if he needs anything from the store. She goes, 2 liters of milk, right? And he goes, uh-huh. So she leaves. These guys show up. They fucking blow the door off. They go in. They start just unloading. The way that they kill the stepmom is so, like, violent. She's in the bathtub with headphones on, and the guy kicks the door in and just blows her away with a shotgun that blows a hole through the back of the bathtub.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of the scene is just bloody water, very slowly leaking out of the back of the bathtub. Then the stepsister sees them, and she tries to run away, and they blow her away in the hallway. Meanwhile, the dad, obviously hears all this happening, and he sneaks into the bedroom and gets a gun.
Yeah.
And then he ends up blowing away one of the bad guys, and then Gary Oldman gets involved. And again, this is top level insane Gary Oldman, because he's giving him this perfectly normal speech as he. First of all, I wrote that I 100% have entered every single hanging or partitioned or separated doorway thing I've ever done exactly like him.
Yeah.
Hands together, make a little fishy through, and then just blow through it.
Yeah.
Like you're entering at wrestling.
Yeah.
I've done that for everything I've ever done.
Of course.
And so when he done it, I was like, my guy. I like it. So they end up getting into it. I think maybe it's not the exact order, but the little brother's hiding under the bed.
Yeah.
Then when this whole thing starts going and he runs out, then is it the Rasta man?
Might have been.
I think the Rasta man gets his gun and just starts unloading in the direction of the kid.
Yeah.
Murders the kid.
Yeah, I respect any movie with the balls to murder a 4-year-old.
But they didn't show it.
They didn't. But they
do say
they canonically murdered a kid.
And they say out loud you just killed a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
And so there's all that. Gary Oldman gets shot. Then he ends up just blowing the he shoots him in the legs of the dad. Then he goes up and then he just 7 or 8 times just unloading that. Meanwhile, Leon is in his apartment and he's just looking out the peephole as all of this is happening.
Yeah.
Presumably because he doesn't want to get involved.
Probably.
But then Natalie Portman comes home with all the groceries, and the whole thing is very bizarre because she puts on this strong face as she's walking past what's obviously her apartment. She can see her dead dad on the floor, walks to Leon's door and starts banging on the door, knocking on the door to let her in, while she's building up the emotions and getting crying and whatever.
Yeah.
Why he doesn't just immediately open the door and he lets her stand out there for a minute while all this stuff is going on. They're tossing the apartment. Her whole family's been murdered.
Yeah, he was weighing the pros and cons. Is this going to be more trouble than it's worth?
Yeah, but are you going to let the little girl get murdered?
Maybe.
I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And which gives us another great shot, which is it's sort of a Leon POV, which I wouldn't mind a little POV with Natalie Portman on the other end of it.
Gross.
But it's you see the door open to her, looking through the door and down on her.
Yeah.
With the light going under. It's a great shot. It looks great.
Very good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, do only criminals live in this apartment building? Unrelated, a hitman and a drug family next door to each other.
I don't know, because there's the old lady across the hallway who isn't. She's just an old lady.
So it just so happens?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
So. Just coincidence. Then at this point, because obviously I know what's happening in the movie, but at the time I'm so after the first big like shotgun blast. No cops at all.
Great
Nothing.
question.
Nobody. Because they show up eventually, but it's way after the fact.
I don't think it's the same day.
I don't know. Because I know
because-
that the Oldman and all his crew leave or are like leaving.
Yeah.
But I think you can hear the sirens at one point when they're leaving the apartment.
I had time to write. Was there any police investigation into this family being murdered?
Well, the answer is yes.
Yes, but way after the fact.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like I think you can hear sirens before they like eventually ultimately leave, but you never actually like see them, right? You don't see the police come. You don't see them have any interaction with the police as they leave the building. Yeah, it's very, very weird.
Yeah.
So then she's in his apartment, and then he kind of has to figure out like, is he?
I wrote should have wasted her, Leon, because he was like, should I just kill her? Because there's gonna be a whole
like again, is this more than
a whole mess of trouble?
Yeah.
So he's like, you can stay here tonight, but then hit the bricks.
Yeah, exactly.
Afterward.
Like I'll stop them from killing you right this second, but then you're on your own.
I think this is one of the many times she lied and said she was 18.
Yeah, I think
They had
so.
like a conversation.
Yeah, I think
here.
so.
He's like, how old are you? 18.
I'm 40.
Yeah, if you're gonna lie
Don't
big.
mind me, I'm 40.
Lie big. But then it just sort of like morphs into him letting her stay longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think he starts to feel bad for her, and as we noted before, Jean Reno said he played Leon retarded, so...
True.
So then, I don't think anything like major happens. Like they start to bond and kind of get to know each other a little bit more. They're
bonding montage.
Bonding montage.
Set to Venus as a Boy by Bjork.
Yes.
Which is great. I'm like, holy shit, every montage should be set to Bjork. It was so good. It was perfect.
It was very, very good.
Really good. And somewhere in there's a great milk spit take by Mr. Reno.
It was when she says, "I think I'm falling in love with
That's
you,"
right,
and then he goes,
yeah.
"You're a child." Yeah, like they definitely portray it as if this 12-year-old girl is like completely horny for this like older man who doesn't even
loner, mentally handicapped,
not even
murderer.
attractive. Like Jean Reno is not a handsome man.
No.
And she's like fully invested in.
He's handsomer than Michael Rooker, less handsome than Neil McDonough.
Correct. he's in that spectrum. He's on two spectrums. What's my next important note? She does the Marilyn Monroe happy birthday and I just wrote too young.
Yeah. Look, like we like to have fun on this podcast.
Yeah.
But Natalie, come on. Yeah, she was doing like a dress up montage.
She was trying to like impersonate celebrities, and he didn't know who they were.
She did it well.
Yeah.
And he had no idea.
But still, too young.
Too young.
It was very off-put. I was so upset that I had to sit through that again.
Yeah, I felt very bad jerking off to it. I got him.
No, I just can't believe that you keep digging yourself a deeper grave.
Yeah, I've gone hard this episode. I see no reason to stop.
I guess that's fair. No turning back now. You can't unsay the things you said.
Yeah, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
That is true.
You can't put the cake batter back in your balls.
So, at this point, I kind of stopped taking notes because I was so invested in the movie that I was just like, oh yeah, whatever, fuck it. I'll just talk about how great the movie is. I don't need to take... I only have a couple more notes and they're later. So, I guess the next kind of thing is that now...
She's basically like, teach me to be a hit woman.
Yeah, like she kind of wants to get revenge even though she hates her family.
Yeah.
Which is silly.
Yeah.
Well, no, she wants revenge because they killed her little brother.
Yes.
That's what it is, not just because of her entire family.
Yeah, I don't think she cared about the rest.
No.
Bitch sister, bitch stepmom, fat dad.
Yeah, and he's like, no, I'm not teaching you anything.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a life you want to be in. We need to find you a place to go. Like, do you have anywhere you can go? And she's like, no.
There's another really good shot of them walking up the street together, and the street is sort of up a hill, and there's a shot of like the horizon, for lack of a better term, on the street, and them like coming up over it towards you. It's a really good shot.
Yeah, it is. Then I don't know. Is there anything else before kind of the reveal?
I don't have anything before the reveal.
Let me see. I'm just quickly looking at the synopsis here so I don't forget anything. No, I guess not. So, maybe one of the reasons why police weren't alerted to immediately is because secret drug kingpin and drug addict Gary Oldman is a corrupt DEA agent.
Yeah.
And he's been kind of playing both sides the whole time.
Good move.
So now he is trying to pin everything that's happened with Leon, or everything that's happened with the drugs and the family, everything on Leon as like a known assassin. Leon also has like a guy who, like the guy who he's working for is Danny Aiello. Who I like Danny Aiello a lot. I mean, he's not in a lot of things, but like between Do the Right Thing and this, I mean, what else do you need to do? But so he like runs like an Italian deli, gabagool, and he's the one that's like holding on to Leon's finances because he's too dumb to have his own money.
That's kind of the implication.
Well, kind of.
Like Aiello is like, it's implied that he's like sort of fucking him on money, but
I don't think he is. I think the implication is that he's taking advantage of him, but I think ultimately in the end he is actually his friend.
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of portrayed that way. That
like,
you think, like
Aiello is Leon's bank.
Yes. Yeah. He's just making sure that he has money.
Yeah.
But it's definitely given to you like, oh, this guy's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Leon, if you know, is retarded.
He's screwing this fee.
And he's screwing him. Right? Like he's like, well, if you want your money, here's your money. And he's like, no, I don't want it right now. And he's like, fine, you don't want your money? I'll keep holding on to it for you.
Why don't you want your money?
But I think ultimately he is his friend.
Yeah. No, I think he's on his side. Yeah. It's just a weird setup.
It's a very weird setup, but I like it. It's something different.
Yeah.
So then we get sort of the reveal of Leon's backstory. Yeah. That when he was younger, he fell in love with a woman in Italy from a wealthy family, but he was like a poor, disgusting French pig.
Yeah, his last name was Bunnykins.
He was Bunnykins, not a Rabbitkins.
No.
So
Leon Bunnykins,
the professional. The two of them had planned to elope, but the girl's father found out, and he killed her.
Yeah,
and then
which is bold.
So
I don't want my daughter marrying this guy, so I'm gonna kill my daughter.
I'd rather not have a daughter than have her marry this French pig. So, in revenge, Leon kills the father and then flees to America.
Yeah.
And then that's when he meets Danny Aiello's character, who sort of like takes him in under his wing and kind of trains him to be a hitman and then protects him.
He's the Dan Aykroyd to Jean Reno's John Cusack in Grosse Pointe Blank.
Yeah.
Only he's nicer than Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like, Dan Aykroyd's not nice in that movie. He's just a little psychotic at times. So yeah, anyway, so now we have that, and then
did we do Grosse Pointe Blank on a request? We did, right? Yeah.
We did, yeah.
It's great.
So now Natalie Portman is...
We're not doing any more John Cusack movies.
Yeah. I could do some more, but we're not doing any. So Natalie Portman she's still convinced she wants to learn, and he reluctantly starts to teach her, but not like a lot, just sort of like how to protect herself.
Yeah, some basics.
But then she decides to take it upon herself to just like go do it anyways without him.
Yeah.
And she's going to go take out Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
But then through the course of her trying to like sneak about and do it, she gets caught and kidnapped. And they are going
but she like she actually could have done it.
Could have done it,
She
yeah.
sneaks into the DEA building under the guise of food delivery. They don't
12-year-old child.
They don't metal detect her bag, which
Yeah.
has a straight up gun in
Yeah,
it.
because she's 12.
And then she like gets him in
Yep.
the bathroom,
Yeah, she almost gets him.
but doesn't have the cojones to shoot Gary Oldman.
Yeah, but he recognizes her as being them because
Yeah.
when they ransack the house and kill her family, they're like, "There's another
There's
kid,
one more, yeah.
But like, let's find the kid," and they never find her.
Yeah.
But now he recognizes that that's the other kid.
Uh-huh.
So he kidnaps her. And Leon has to go. He rescues her.
Yeah.
He rescues her and ends up killing like undercover DEA agents that work with Gary Oldman. So now he's more wanted by them, or like, because I mean, now he's justifiably wanted by them.
Yeah.
But now Oldman's like, I need to get rid of this guy because he knows everything.
Yeah.
And I need to kill the kid because she knows everything.
Yeah, fair.
So then he just goes completely apeshit bonkers and gets every single SWAT team member in the city of New York
To, like, storm the
to like
apartment.
storm, like, and it's like 300.
It's so many.
It's every single police officer in the city of New
They're
York.
shoulder to shoulder and fill the whole apartment.
So I guess
Apartment building, not one.
yeah, like the stairwell is completely full.
Yeah.
So I guess if you kill a police officer, then every other police officer forgets about every other thing in the city, and they just have to kill you.
Blue Lives Matter.
Blue lives do matter, especially in Canada, where putting a stripe on the flag makes total sense, because that's what that means.
Category of Final Jeopardy is lives that matter.
Ooh, sorry about your luck. So they storm the apartment, and then again, like, this is another really good action sequence between all of these police officers. They got snipers across from on the other side, on the other building.
This is a great action sequence followed by a great non-action sequence.
Yes, the sneaking away.
The sneaking.
It's so good.
It's so tense.
It's very tense.
Yeah.
It's very tense, but it's so smart.
Yeah.
So they get in the apartment, and he blows. He gets the cops to kill some of their own guys.
Great move.
Great move.
Happens all the time in Afghanistan.
I mean, if you're British or American, doesn't matter.
Yep.
You guys are shooting in the right direction.
Hey, are you a soldier that was killed in the Middle East between 2002 and today? You got shot by your own country.
Or like you're the same side of the fight.
You didn't get shot by an Afghani.
I like that you can be on the same team, but be so unwilling to communicate with each other that you just kill each other.
Whoops.
Like, were there even any Afghanis left?
I don't think
like,
so.
They were like, we have to go stop these. Like, Afghanistan hasn't been populated for over 30 years.
Yeah, no.
We have to go kill them all.
No, they were just all. They're just all at the fortress in Pakistan watching 20-year-old porn with Osama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, porn from 20 years ago or porn of 20-year-olds?
Certainly the former, but maybe also the latter, or maybe 12.
12 years ago?
Old porn.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. That's a topic for another podcast, because we can go on forever about all the hilarious and insane Osama bin Laden stuff. So anyways, he kills them, barricades himself in the apartment. Then they almost get sniped by the snipers.
Yeah.
He then goes into the kitchen and breaks out a hole in the wall where like a fan vent is, and tries to get her to climb in the hole. And she's like, "But if I go fit you, you're not going to be able to fit." And he goes, "Well, not everyone's leaving."
Yeah.
And
shut up and get in the hole.
Yeah, and she has a very emotional breakdown about it. Like, what I thought was very good.
Yep.
Like, the acting was very good. And she climbs down this hole.
Maybe she'll win an Oscar.
For this, yeah. How many has she? She's only won one.
I think she's won one.
Has she been nominated? She's been nominated multiple times, right?
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say nominated. I'm gonna say nominated twice, won once.
That is an interesting take. I'm gonna say nominated
Thrice. Crazy
and
talk.
won thrice.
Oh.
She's a 3-time Academy Award nominee. Or winner, sorry. She has been nominated 3 times.
Shit.
She's won 1. She was nominated for a Black Swan, which she won.
Yeah.
She was nominated in 2005 for Best Actress in a Supporting Role for Closer.
Okay.
She was nominated in 2017 for Actress Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role doing a fake accent, but not the right fake accent, a different fake accent for Jackie.
Oh yeah, I don't care for Jackie.
I don't care for people just not doing the right accent.
Yeah.
If somebody in history that you have like audio video footage of,
Yeah.
and was like alive until the like 90s, was Jackie Onassis alive
Yeah.
in the 90s? Yeah. And like you can't even do her accent.
Yeah, if you're playing a historical person and we know how they sound,
Yeah.
you should try to sound like them.
You'd think.
I don't know. What? Maybe I'm asking too much.
My neighbor's doing constructive surgery
Building
on his house. Yeah, so she escapes through this hole in the basement and gets out. He then the next thing we see is just police officers carrying like a tactical guy.
Yeah.
Who's been injured with a gas mask on.
Yeah, because he Leon likes his smoke bombs.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he uses a lot of smoke bombs.
Yeah.
That's how
So-
he gets them to kill the guy, their own guy towards the beginning of the scene.
So they've all got gas masks.
They've all got gas masks on, and there's like smoke everywhere. So they take this guy, they start carrying him down the stairs. Now to the audience, us, obviously, it's very obvious it's him.
Yeah.
You can see him through the gas mask.
Yeah, but it's like so tense, like walking past all
Every
these people
single police officer
that are trying to kill you
in the state of New York.
Yeah.
They've flown guys in from Utica. They flew guys in from Buffalo. They flew some guys in from Syracuse.
Are we talking capital? We got Albany in the mix?
No, Albany's scum. They're too close to New Jersey.
Not really.
I know. So they get all the way down the stairs. They're like treating him like he's one of their own because they don't know.
Yeah.
Then they're like, he's got a deep wound from getting shot, and they take the mask off and whatever. And then, you know, but when he takes the mask off, Gary Oldman's at the bottom of the stairs because he's been sort of like organizing everybody going, and he sees him and realizes it's him. And then he just kind of tells everybody like, okay, time to get the fuck out. Like he's probably dead. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And so everybody just kind of like they don't even really investigate the apartment.
Yeah.
Like they go in the apartment, but they're not like looking around for the dead body. There's like a huge explosion.
Yeah.
They shoot like a grenade launcher into the apartment.
They in fact do.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
So everybody starts to leave, and then Leon like gets up very slowly while injured and starts walking towards like the exit of the apartment building,
like the main lobby door.
He takes the gas mask off to like take a big breath, but what we see is like Gary Oldman is like very slowly creeping behind him.
Yeah.
And as they walk towards the door and he gets like this breath of fresh air.
Another fucking great shot, which is another like it's another sort of like Leon POV.
Yeah.
And like it just like goes white. Yeah.
Yeah.
As he and like you don't hear a gunshot, but you know that's what happened. Yeah. It's great.
And Gary Oldman shoots him right through the fucking face.
Yeah.
Just
got him good.
Completely ends his life.
Yeah.
And what he had told Danny Aiello is that if I die, this girl's going to come and give her all of my money.
Yeah.
And he's told her, if I die, go and get all of this money and move on with your life.
Yeah.
So then she obviously reluctantly does that.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to get the money, and then she goes back to school.
Yeah.
Like back to the place where the lady called and said she hadn't been showing up.
Yeah.
And then she
shows up to like, I thought you were dead.
Yep. Yep. And she's also... Oh no! Like the whole movie, he's been looking after a houseplant that he's been keeping alive.
It's like his pet.
His pet, and she has the houseplant at the end.
Yeah, it's like what he projects his emotions onto, basically.
Yes, yeah. And it's also what I thought was a cat.
Yeah, and
before I had rewatched it.
It's also a cat.
But yeah, man, this movie rocks.
It's good stuff.
I had not seen it in probably 20 years, and it is so much better than I remembered it being.
Yeah, I wrote, what the fuck happened to Luc Besson?
Yeah. So hopefully somebody pays for us to watch Wasabi so I can prove that it's two different movies.
And what was the other? Oh, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Serial Killer.
Yeah.
No discount on wasabi though.
No, it's
Wasabi's full price.
$99 for Henry,
Henry.
Portrait of the Serial Killer.
Yeah.
It is full $100. You know what? $101 for wasabi. It is only an hour and 34 minutes, which is pretty good.
That is good.
And apparently, it's listed as an action drama comedy.
Interesting.
So we'll see.
Maybe there's racism.
Maybe we'll get to see. Well, it is Japan.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking.
although are
There's
Japanese that racist? Maybe a little.
I mean, Japanese are some of the most racist people in the world, but I'm wondering if
But
there's
only to other Asian people.
black people too.
Are they?
Yeah.
But Ernesto Hoost lived there for so long.
He did, but
So you're telling me all of them were calling him Blackie the whole time?
he was a special abilities outsider. I think the average, they're pretty fucking racist.
Well, they don't have a lot.
They don't
of
have a lot.
average black guys there. So, anywho, we are at just about to hit 3 hours.
Let's how just.
Less than 2 minutes.
Oh, shut it down. I love it when it starts with 2.
Good.
Remember
Or what if I
when
just-
stuff started with 1?
What if I just hold out until this rolls over to 3?
Don't roll it over.
Well, I hope you enjoyed, and
Part 1 of 1, and we'll be back with part 2 of 1 tomorrow, or right now if you're a member.
there's like 50
No!
seconds left.
Don't.